Oh, hey everybody, welcome to the Northernlion Live Super Show, the Wednesday, September, I can't see my calendar edition, September 12th, 2018. I, as always, am your host, Northernlion, joined by my co-host, Ruckly Smile.
Race car noises make us go fast. Hi, everybody.
Open for business.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Robert's here as well. Hello, Robert.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
It's going well, thank you for asking. It's going well because we're going to be playing a high-octane multiplayer game in our opening segment called Sky Noon, followed by the thrills and chills and tension innate to a golf club experience in our second section, following Quiplash will be happening after that, which is a way that you can say words in the English language that make sense when put together. Let's go.
Let's ungo for a moment.
Okay.
Because game capture is not working.
All
so
right, yeah. It's all right. We can spin this out. We can kill some dead air. Nick, how do you feel about cucumbers?
Love them. Can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
Very glad to hear that. I was in chat, and I didn't realize cucumbers were not that well respected by chat.
Really?
People were like, it's just crunchy water.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah, crunchy water is, I don't know, it seems overly reductive. There's
Right.
a little bit of flavor and some, like, juice associated with it that's not just water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my opinion was that I love cucumbers as an ingredient. Like, if you put them inside of a wrap or a sandwich or particularly like a sub, nothing wrong with
yourself.
that. Or
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
if you have other vegetables and sides to go along with it, a cucumber's a nice, it's almost like a pickled ginger, you know, a nice little palate
Yeah.
cleanser. I would never, if there was like a restaurant and it was like, we're going to give you like a chicken sandwich and a side of cucumbers, I'd be like, that's a little weird. But I think as far as vegetable toppings go, they're up there.
So
Could
I
be a
mean,
shallot cleanser. You
I-
just
I
pop
like-
the
Hey.
cucumbers up.
yeah, I'm all good by the way.
Okay,
But-
join on, well, maybe we don't do it like that. Do you guys see US East?
Hold on.
Yeah, just
Finding server now.
get to that dedicated server browser.
Yeah. Hold on. I guess I have to search. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
you have to
not
click the
showing.
search button.
Gotcha.
Just give it a sec.
Dedicated spelled incorrectly there?
No.
Why does that look so wrong?
I have no idea.
It looks like it says dead dictated.
Um,
No, I mean, it doesn't, but...
maybe
I think I'm
it's the kerning.
dying.
Could be something to do with the
Okay.
kerning.
Oh, there is a weird space between the A and the T.
Yeah,
true.
that's what I was thinking.
Alright.
Do you guys see US East, Sky Noon Official, Nitrado.net? You ready for the juice?
Yeah.
I don't
Number.
see any?
You got to click the search button.
Yeah. Hit the
No, I
show.
did already.
Hit the show.
Oh, show
button.
empty. That's what I
Yeah.
Ready,
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. US East, Sky Noon Official, dash
Yeah.
Nitrado.net. You ready?
Yeah.
Not ready.
Octothorpe. You know that it's the hashtag 28.
I don't have any
Boom.
US East.
Mm.
I only have US West.
See,
and
this is
EU.
why I said it very slowly, hoping
Well,
that
I said
if
I'm not ready, and you went anyway.
Well, you said I'm ready now.
No,
Okay.
I said I was ready for the beginning.
Oh my lord. Okay, step
No
one.
US East in my list.
US.
I am in that server.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, now there is.
We will wait for Robert to get back to the server browser, and then we'll try this
Okay.
again.
These weren't
Gotcha.
here a second ago. Now I have a list of US East.
I shall.
It's all right,
I
Robert. Just
shall find server.
at your leisure.
I'm getting there. Hold on.
You want to do cart?
Just slow down. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. I'm gonna read each word slowly. Tell me if there's a problem.
You can honestly just give me the number in the US.
I would
side.
love to, but I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Okay.
I just
fair
want to
enough.
make sure we're all on the same page here. So, Nicholas,
Yeah.
you see US East now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a US East, Sky Noon Official, Nitrado.net. Everybody's cool so far?
Yeah.
Number 26.
26. Boom. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Should be good.
That's a cart mode.
That is card. Because last time we played Team, I think, the entire time.
King
So
of
this-
the Hill or Bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, and now we're
Okay.
playing Free For All.
Little
Free for all.
That's
Fine,
okay.
I like
I'm not really like mad about it, but still.
Hey, look! It's the basis of comedy. I wonder what his real name is.
Mm.
You think it's repetition?
You know what I wonder?
What do you wonder?
What his real name is.
Oh, do you think it might be?
It's Thebasis.
Repetition.
Oh, I actually thought somebody new was here
I thought that was Dan.
temporarily.
Oh, I'm new.
You know what his first name probably is? Is
What's
Dane.
that? Dane?
It's the funniest name in the English language.
It's a good name. How do you play this game? I completely forgot again.
Dane Cook ruined the name Dane for everyone.
Did he
Kinda
ruin it,
did.
or did he make it better
He
than it's
ruined
ever
it.
been? What
Yeah,
on earth?
that's a great point. Yeah. He is the greatest
oh.
comedian there's ever lived.
It's-
Dane Cook Communion.
Dane Cook's Communion.
Where
yeah,
were you guys at? And I mean that both in terms of like geographical positioning, but also like, you know, like, in
Excuse
your
me?
life when
Okay.
Dane Cook was at his most popular.
I watched his first Comedy Central special, and I thought he was pretty funny.
He
And
brought an
then-
energy to the art that hadn't really been, you know, utilized for the most part.
I liked it
Gesticulation,
originally.
walking and pacing frenetically.
I will admit I did not like him,
Yeah.
but part of that was because I was a snob, and I was
Yes.
like, you know, the joke, though I remember where it went wrong for me. I was watching one of the specials with my friends in my freshman year of university, and he said he was doing a beeline, and then he walked in the shape of a bee on the stage with like
yeah,
an
yeah.
overhead camera angle, and I was like, that's the worst joke I've ever heard.
I love it.
That joke is camera tricks.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I don't
joke.
appreciate it.
I did also come around. I don't know if it really counts as coming around because I did also snobbily denounce him eventually.
Oh, denounce.
I mean, almost immediately after. Well, I mean, that's essentially what you're doing there, mister.
Well, I'm saying I don't like his art, and I think he's overly popular and doesn't deserve his station in life.
Yeah. Well, he's also not overly popular anymore, I will
Yeah.
say. he's kind of fallen out after the whole, joke stealing thing.
That's true, but like, isn't he the good guy in that Louis C.K. Dane Cook feud now? Like,
I guess now, yeah.
because of the weirdness of our current world, he's like the.
Yeah.
I also I saw people were making fun of Dane Cook because he has literally like a 19-year-old girlfriend, and he always posts stuff on Instagram that's like, I love you, honey bunny, and then, I mean, he's like a grown man, obviously,
Yeah.
and she's like, I mean, she was very recently a literal child, but I
Yeah.
was like, it's kind of gross, but they're both adults. Like, in the series of revelations that have come out recently, like, it seems somewhat innocent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that. Okay, so my uncle actually is married. He's like 40. He's married to someone my age.
So it's like a 15-year age difference or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, a little bit more than that. It's weird initially, but I mean, I don't know. They got married. They have a kid together now. They love each other. So
I
There's
think
just a level of emotional maturity you reach at some point in your life that you kind of cap out on.
yeah, but is it at 19?
I mean, probably not.
I've
Yeah.
matured a lot since 19, but I might not have been the most mature 19-year-old to begin with.
Maybe his emotional ceiling was at 19.
That would explain a lot, to be honest. So, please. I also think there's like I don't want to say the statute of limitations because that's not really like where I'm going for on it, but like if you've been together for a year and your husband is either 30 years older or 30 years younger than you, it's suspicious, I guess, or people are going to be like, honey, you're not going to be with that guy in 10 years. But if you've been together for like a decade, I think that, it proves that everybody else is the bigot, I guess.
what's the lasso button again, by the way?
Right? Oh, E.
E.
Forgot about the lasso entirely.
also-
Yeah.
Whoop.
I wanted to remember how to use it.
I'm doing absolutely terrible at
Oh,
this.
dude, I have 1 kill, so I feel you.
I have -9.
What?
Well, there was that old thing. Oh God, I'm sure you've all heard, which is half your age plus 7.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know what mine is anymore, actually.
Yeah, but as an adult, I think it's more like you should just
Yeah.
know.
It's a judgment call.
Yeah,
I feel like
you
they
can't
need
be
to make.
35 and be like, well,
wasn't-
17 plus 7, you know?
I've never had to run the math in person. That's never been a problem.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Although I feel like in high school, I had a lot of people that were saying stuff like that pretty often. I don't really know what that was
It's
all
a
about.
common high school formula. I feel like,
Yeah.
which is strange. Oh God.
But I also just feel like, you know, when you're like 16, you're like, yeah, it's really cool for a 50-year-old guy to be dating like an 18-year-old because, you know, he's not, I don't want to fuck an old lady. But then as like an adult, even though I'm only 29, the thought of like having an intimate relationship where we like talk about our problems with an 18-year-old makes me want to die.
Yo, yeah, that sounds terrible.
I would just, like, all the problems, I would be like, they're not real problems. Your problems aren't real yet.
Yeah, basically, everything that you care about, chat, is worthless at this point.
I mean, there's people that get pretty deep into life pretty early on, too, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you go through, like, some awful trauma or something
There's
like
some
that.
people that grow up pretty goddamn fast. Probably faster than they should have to, but then again, I don't know how much that really factors into the conversation.
I mostly,
Yeah,
I just think of, like, dating myself when I was 18 as a woman, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I would have been miserable.
Is it possible there's some relationships that just are sort of superficial? They just don't get that deep?
Yeah, absolutely, I think.
Yeah,
I don't-
absolutely.
So, like, maybe that's all it's all really about.
Yeah.
We just can't really relate, and that's, you know, different strokes for different folks.
I just,
True.
can you imagine being, at your age right now, dating an 18-year-old? Oh, my math teacher's been a real dick today. What are you talking about? I have real things in my life.
To them, that's their issue.
I know, that's why you should be dating somebody your own age. Have some self-respect.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be dating a 45-year-old guy either. He's got different problems. What are you going to talk about?
His heart condition.
I guess, yeah.
I have a heart condition at 45.
You'll be like,
Yeah, we're
I
getting
played
them.
a teacher in the Harry Potter movies. Oh, I was born when the third one came out. Great.
Well, yeah, that's weird, but
This is King of the Hill, by the way. I don't know.
Oh,
where-
is it?
is
I don't
the
know.
hill the
The
hurricane?
tornado? I don't believe the hill is the tornado.
Oh,
the hill
I
is the
attached
thing on the
myself
map,
to a man that
Oh, here it
got
is.
Shot off
Yep.
the fucking planet. Yeah. You know, it's weird too. Like, cause like I always feel like there's some moment where I'm gonna feel like, hey, I'm an adult now, but I have not
not
gotten
gonna.
there yet. And I think part of that is that it seems to happen like, you know, every couple of years where I look back on an opinion that I had, you know, maybe 2, 3, 5 years ago, and I'm like, the fuck was I thinking? That's stupid.
Well, you gained
That's really
perspective and you were wizened in your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what growing up is like. You know, you don't necessarily become an adult. You just slowly age out of juvenile opinions that are really bad.
Yeah.
But like, if you still
Like
eat
how all the
candy, I
cells
don't
in your
care.
body change.
Yeah, exactly. I
Oh,
mean, you're
that's-
like,
yeah,
it's
ship
a ship
of
of Theseus.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
I've been on the show before.
We've all watched the same media many times. But yeah, no, I you know, so that's why I'm always like, whenever I have any opinion, like even the ones that I hold right now, I'm like, in a couple years, I might just feel like an idiot.
Oh, absolutely.
about
Yeah.
these ones. So
You
I-
should, honestly. That's
Yeah.
that's the spirit of constant improvement.
Is it right then to judge people for what they consider to be their problems when you also had similar problems and just through age and experience those problems?
No,
changed?
of course, I'm not judging an 18-year-old for thinking their math teacher's a dick. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to like build a family with them at that age. That's just.
Yeah. And
Right.
also, like,
But they are real
I-
problems for them, for the individual, I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
also-
Well, I mean, all of this is like, I'm not the oldest person on planet Earth, so like, I hope a 70-year-old is listening to this and being like, oh, you think you got real problems?
right? Yeah.
Half of my friends are dead, right? Like, that's.
Yeah. I watched the Nazis take over
Yeah.
Poland.
Well,
Tell me
I
more
think
about how you can't just eat potato chips and not gain weight anymore. Like,
You're kind of right about some of that stuff, and in that case, I think I'd rather be naive and not have the most serious problems possible until I have to.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually a luxury. I mean, youth is a luxury until it isn't.
Well, yeah, like I feel like when I was in high school, like, oh, can't wait till I can just walk into any deli and just buy a pack of cigs, you know, like the man's getting me down. But then, you know, now I'm older, and I'm like, man, I wish I had those problems again.
I'm very mad at chat for somewhat misrepresenting me. And they're like, well, what if this 16-year-old was part of, like, you know, they saw their friends get killed in a school shooting. That's not...
That's a pretty real problem.
That would be a real problem. Yeah, it wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Well, I have to pay tax.
Yeah, no, that's a very legitimate problem.
That was covered by that extenuating circumstance we discussed earlier about the people who have had some real shit happen.
Exactly.
I'll be honest though, if somebody said I got an 18-year-old girlfriend, but it's okay because she was involved in a school shooting, I would not.
Wow.
I'm just saying that wouldn't be a great. I
think my mind prevented that logic from flowing into my own thinking.
She's been through a lot of trauma for her age, so.
That's not.
So we're cool.
She's 18, but her soul is like 60.
Right? Yeah. That wouldn't.
She's on her deathbed, honestly. It's really me that's the young one here. God damn, that's some logic.
Yeah.
You brought it up, Chad. Don't start with me.
Yeah, and important to note, I didn't start this conversation. Also, do you want to mention, Rob, different from Alpaca Patrol, I judge people for comedic effect on the show.
Also, the cartel won, so that's some real shit right there.
Yeah,
that is some real shit, dude.
I mean, I'll tell you straight up, I'm 29. I probably have the soul of, like, well, I don't know. 50% of the time, I'm like 55 years old, and the other 50% of the time, I'm like in my early 20s. I do.
Maybe the new iPhone can scan you and tell you what your emotional age is.
I mostly just play video games all day, so like, you know, sometimes I'm like, I'll be talking to Kate and I'll be like, I had a bad day. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, man, I lost in Slay the Spire twice when I should have won.
When I was younger, and I think you probably are in the same boat here, I had more real problems than I do now in some ways.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know, juggling school, full-time job, marriage, all of that shit. And now I just play video games and worry about, like, my social relationships and if I go outside ever.
Yeah, I have next to no real-world problems right now, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Shit's going pretty well.
So I kind of went backward in that way.
But in fairness, a lot of my real-life problems that I had when I was younger were self-caused.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's, like, this is going to be a little controversial. I think most people's problems are self-caused almost exclusively.
Yeah, well,
things like
poverty is a choice. So.
I didn't mean it.
To go to college.
I didn't mean it like that.
I know, I'm kidding.
All I'm saying, there's like some days where I'm like, oh, my stomach feels bad, and I'm like, well, what did I eat? And I'm like, way too much cheese. Or I'll be like, oh, I'm out of breath from going up the stairs. What happened? And I'm like, way too much cheese, you know?
Dude, that...
Didn't go outside for a year and a half.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That has been my biggest aging learning experience, is like, I kind of know now what I should do and not do to make myself feel sick.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, like, it's really just kind of learning your limits, I suppose, but Jesus Christ.
Okay. I've had a revelation. I'm still gonna die, but I had a revelation. I was flying off. My spacebar item was dynamite. I held it and then threw it underneath me and got a little bounce out of it.
Oh, that's kind of
So if you have dynamite and you think you're lost, there's still a chance.
So if you stop eating cheese, will you just have a perfect life?
Well, okay, I mean, I know I'm in like that honeymoon period, but I did the thing that happens, you know, after any sort of vacation, where I was like, I'm gonna be healthy now, and I've been living that healthy lifestyle, and I feel great. So I'm loving that, but I know myself, and I think I know human beings, where I'm like, eventually, after doing this, you forget that you feel good, and you just start to feel normal, and then you're like, maybe I'll eat, like, a pizza. And then it's like a year later, and you're like, I feel bad again. How did that happen?
I need to achieve a baseline to remember what suffering feels like.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's like every time you get sick, you feel like, man, I can't wait till I just feel normal again. Please, just let that happen. And then you're immediately normal and like, yeah, that kind of sucked.
They didn't toast my sandwich enough.
I have
Yeah,
fond
exactly.
memories of being extremely sick the one time. Like
Really?
when I had mono, that's
Oh.
when I got to finish my last semester of my first degree, and I got out of having to do my final project and got to play through all of Metroid Prime 2, and also got to eat basically nothing but vanilla milkshakes for like a week.
Turn
That
that
sounds
shit
pretty
up.
awesome.
That's Gorilla Milkshakes by Rage Against the Machine.
It was delicious. Like I learned when I'm sick, that's what I crave is vanilla milkshakes.
It
was
really
great for
like
my throat.
gorilla things at that band.
You son of a bitch.
Mono is awful, but that definitely made it better, not having to worry about school or work or anything.
That's the kissing disease, which means you probably kissed somebody.
Dude,
No,
did
I
you know
shared a
something like 90
Wait, is it
or
different?
no, wait, 75%? Because I looked it up because I thought Kate and I had
Yeah.
mono back in July. Something like 70% of adults have a mono infection by the time they're 30.
Yeah, almost everybody's got it. It just doesn't manifest most of the time. And I think I particularly seem to have this, I don't know, for whatever reason, my chemical makeup makes me seem to get sort of reinfected with it more often than normal.
That sucks.
I think being sick when you're a kid, like sick with a cold, is ideal. Because like you feel still pretty good. You just stay home from school and blow your nose a bunch, watch The Price is
Yeah.
Right. You know, when I was a kid,
Glory days.
I got a cold. I would be like, in 2 days, I'm gonna be back to 100%. It's not like that anymore. Now it's like I'm like, I hope by next Monday I feel right.
Do they make you get your homework from school and do it from home?
Usually I wanted to. I know it's like a self-own, but like, I'm like, I don't want to fall behind. Because I remember in 3rd grade, I stayed home from school because I was sick for like 3 or 4 days. And those were the 3 or 4 days where we covered like what's an adjective, what's an adverb, what's a subject, what's a predicate, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And they never talked about it again. And like on every English test for the rest of my life, they're like, oh, circle the subject of this sentence. And I'm like, I don't know. Pizza?
Damn.
I don't,
Critical knowledge.
to the life of me, I don't think I ever actually learned grammatical structure properly in schools. So I have like,
7th grade English, man.
yeah, but like I still don't actually know, like I couldn't tell you the difference between like an adverb and a verb right now.
Oh, no.
Well, that's because you forgot.
Yeah, probably.
You just go look on Google again. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it's also like information that doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter at
unless I wanna-
all.
Yeah,
It
like,
matters if somebody asks you and you don't want to feel like an idiot.
Correct, yeah.
or it matters if you want to make fun of somebody for not knowing. Which is
Also valid.
Yeah.
yeah, but outside of that, it's really not critical knowledge.
Yeah, most things are you just don't want to feel like an idiot, really.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been thinking about it, talking
I
about
want-
it like a lot in Isaac episodes, but like,
Congrats.
for real, I really think, and this is a very privileged viewpoint, you could probably cut at least 2 grades of school off and be totally
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was thinking,
absolutely.
like, in grade 10, university math, which is not math at a university level, but it's math for kids that want to go to university. Our teacher got super sick. Like, for 6 weeks, our teacher was not there. So we had a substitute teacher who didn't know math. So literally, for 6 weeks, he just taught the same lesson over and over and gave us like a new worksheet. And I remember it so well because it was FOIL. It was like when you multiply like 2 expressions by one another.
awful.
First, you multiply the first by the outside, by the inside, by the last.
Yeah.
Like, we were so good at it by the time that it was over. But every time we'd go to class, we'd be like, I hope to fucking God they teach us something else. Except for FOIL yet again. Which I
know
don't
what's
even
You had
really...
standardized tests there?
Oh, we had standardized tests, yeah. But our math test that was standardized was in 9th grade.
Oh, because I was gonna say you really fucked you over then if that's
We
how
had
that went.
standardized tests every year here,
We had
which were really. Yeah. go on.
we had 9th grade math. 10th grade we had like a literacy test, and then after that it was like,
Uh-huh.
you know, go. We'll send like the 4 smartest kids from our school in every subject to get bodied by like the big city students in the competitions.
I'm out of jetpack shoes.
Don't
Yeah, well, no, it's funny that you say that because literally just now someone in my chat was like, I teach English and history and I'm still not quite too sure what an adjective is unless I look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So, yeah, as an English teacher, So,
Well, as with all fields, there are many subfields within that, you can kind of ignore or embrace depending on your perspective.
I loved history class. I'm not an anti-history person at all.
history was like my favorite.
Yeah, it's just story
My
time.
least favorite.
But
Really? Yeah.
what do you, as a
All
history
memorization.
teacher, this is where I'm ignorant and I'm asking for you to illuminate it for me, not for me to be like, you're so stupid, anybody could do it. But like, what do you do as a history teacher except for like, no history? If that makes sense.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, don't.
Oh, you interpret it.
Well, okay, I'm gonna give you a good. I'm gonna give you a good example that I think will make me look bad and thus allow everybody to be educated about this, myself included. What is the difference between a good history teacher and me the night before working up a lecture based on what I read on Wikipedia?
I can give you the answer from the history teacher in the
Charisma.
chat that just said it.
Please do.
Uh,
Nick, that's an
says,
insult, by
he
the
or
way.
she says, as a history teacher, it's more important to learn the methodology and research skills.
Carbon-14 dating.
Makes sense.
Right, yeah. There you go. All that.
I think it's being able to properly contextualize things, and if you're just looking stuff up the night before, you're not going to have all that context at your fingertips.
Sure, I can
I
understand that.
agree, actually, because my best history teachers were the ones that could put the information into reasonable means. Because you can easily look at shit in history and be like, why the fuck would anyone make that decision? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Secondarily,
then-
when I said being able to kind of humanize it or having charisma, it's more about interpreting the stories and making them relatable in a way that's going to stick in different people's heads depending on their different learning styles.
Oh, I'm a fool.
Oh, Jesus.
Apparently,
What do I
I've
have
given this a
time
lot more thought than I realized.
I get it. Like, I only had good history teachers, which I'm very thankful for. At least by my perspective. But the thing that they were really good at that I think separates like a good history teacher from a bad history teacher for me is like explaining why it's relevant for the modern day.
Also, literally what
finding
the person in
lessons.
the chat
Yeah.
just said.
You'd be like, okay, so like the Ottoman Empire collapsed in World War I. Why does that matter? And be like, hey, you see that big blob on the map that says Turkey?
Yeah.
Get fucked. Like
Yeah.
that's
Also, like Israel and Palestine. And
Yeah,
all that.
exactly, like-
like all that stuff.
if they're just like, well, and then this is when Louis Montcalm died in the Battle of the Plains of Abraham. Instead of being like
Battles of the Planeswalkers.
this old dude died, you're like, hey, this is why like the map of Canada looks the way it is and why Quebec is the size it is and et cetera, et cetera. Like
Yeah.
explain how it informs the world around us.
God damn. I always wanted to teach actually when I was younger.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah. You know.
Wasn't
be
history
fun.
for me was mostly just memorizing dates and stuff, and I just really didn't engage with it at all.
See, I think that's another reason I loved it.
I wasn't very good at memorizing, and when it was just names, like I couldn't attach much to it. And then as soon as you lose a couple of pieces of the links, like the chain falls apart, and you just don't really have much to say anymore.
Those are mountain cats.
Yeah,
It's true. He's right.
pumas as well.
Yeah.
No, I missed.
Those two.
I will not go.
You are trying. I'm trying to make you go.
I always
if I
felt
laughed
kind
at
of
you?
like I was lost in history class. Like I just couldn't really relate to any of it.
Bad history teacher sounds
Yeah,
like
maybe
me.
just bad teachers.
You guys are fucking.
The thing that I hated, I don't know if this is true in Canadian schools, but like so we had standardized testing in New York, but we didn't have a standardized curriculum really. Like, so the teacher had certain things that they'd have to go through every year, right? But they could make up their curriculum,
Oh no.
for themselves, right? Which is really annoying for standardized testing because not everyone has standardized education, right? But the other thing is that Jesus Christ, is that I forgot my point because I've been shooting.
So the other thing for me is that like school was hard for me because psychic spies from China tried to steal my mind's elation.
Yeah. Well, it's an indoctrination.
And little girls from Sweden were
so,
dreaming of
right,
silver
yeah.
screen portration.
Port. Is that a word?
That's according to Anthony Kiedis, it is.
Huh.
Oh,
Silver
that's
screen
what I was gonna say.
portration.
Portration.
I remember now. Was your history class? Were your history classes the same? Where you guys were from? Where every year they'd be like, "Well, humanity started with the hunter-gatherers, and then in the Indus River Valley civilization," and it's just like teach you the same wrote repetition
No,
every year.
that was our French class.
Ugh, it's the worst. I hated that.
I don't think portration's a real word.
It is in
Portration.
California.
Mmm.
It's not coming up in any way. I got a lot of pictures of red pandas when I put it in, which I really don't understand what that
alright.
has to do with anything.
All right.
I just think
That's
like,
fine. Artistic
I mean, the
liberties.
same thing happened. I don't know what was going on in my hometown, but we had to take 6 weeks of civics and 6 weeks of like career planning class when we're in sophomore year of high school, and
Yeah, right.
our careers teacher was at least 70. He might have actually been older, which is pretty cool for him. But he tore his retina like a week into class, and
Ooh,
then
That's
bad.
a bad one.
Yeah, I
never
don't
came
like that.
back. So for the next like 5.5 weeks, we just had a substitute teacher that would play like career videos from like 1975. That's like, so you want to be a millwright?
God damn.
And be like, a millwright uses a tool and die machine to make blah blah, and you're like, what?
That's
are you-
hilarious.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah,
I
that
think
pisses
I
me
would have
off.
really enjoyed that, even though it sounds awful.
I mean, it was like a 72-minute break 5 times a week, and then you
I
had to
like
write
those like campy ass videos though.
like both civics and careers, like they give you a little bit of I'm trying to think, a representation of what it was like. In civics class, our final project was to vote in a mock election. Like, they're specifically designed to just be like, hey, it's a free mark, and also you should do this when you're an adult.
And it's a free market. Did they teach you about freedom there?
They didn't teach us about the free market, but, it was prior to 2008, so, like, everybody did love it.
Fair point. Yeah.
Like, in civics class, I remember 2 things. I remember voting in a mock election, and then watching Aaron Brockovich.
Dude.
Oh, that's
you know
pretty
what?
cool, actually.
You know what they should fucking teach in school is like how to do your taxes.
Oh,
how
of course,
to
yeah.
Fucking like all because like that kind of shit they never taught us in school.
How to join a
And-
multiplayer lobby. Just
Right?
kidding.
Yeah, that too.
But a
hey,
little,
yeah.
I feel like I should be qualified to do that by now.
Hey, I joined the lobby. I'm
I
in
did.
here. I'm shooting right now. But
I got you.
you know,
I
shit
got
like
you.
that. Ah, god damn it.
I feel like it's the most common, like, this class should be taught in high school, but that doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
wrong. I
Yeah,
mean, if anything,
yeah, no,
it should
absolutely.
make it more appropriate, I guess. Like, but I don't know. I have slightly different opinions than some people on school. Like, whenever people talk about stuff to cut, I'm like, dude, cut a science.
I was gonna say, I swear to
yeah.
God, if you say art,
No,
I'm gonna
no.
lose my mind.
I mean, I don't think that, like, I don't think that you should have to take art or music. In our school, we
Yeah, I mean,
had-
I think you shouldn't have to take history, but you do.
No, I mean, see, this is why nobody likes artists, okay? They take everything personally.
Yeah.
Like, we had to take art or music. I took music, and, like, I had a good time in the class, but I was like, man, if they weren't making me take this, I would not be taking this.
Yeah.
but-
I mean, I have some pretty, I think, effectively radical views on education. But I
Alright,
think
hit me with
there's,
the most radical view.
well, I mean, radical in the sense that it's not done right now. But I think kids should be allowed to be more responsible for knowing what they want to learn.
Oh, like Montessori style?
Well, I mean, like, let them have mostly electives.
It
Let
will
them
not
choose what
surprise you
classes.
to hear that I disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm
100%.
not. I know. I'm aware.
I'm like, the
But
kid should have no choice.
So
I'm-
fundamentally,
there are
this comes
certain-
down to a psychological question of: do you believe children are responsible if you give them responsibility?
No.
I think it just depends on the person, like
I
anyone
think we got a
else.
yes and a no here. Is the thing.
All right, I'm not gonna like say I have the experience card, but I did interface with about 500 Korean students between the ages of 5 and 15.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust them to like watch my cats.
Don't you think it varies from person to person, though?
Oh, absolutely. There are some that are less dumb than others.
It comes down to
Yeah.
emotional maturity, which is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but there's no like 8-year-old on planet Earth that is more emotionally mature than any mentally sound adult.
No,
Well, I wasn't saying that either.
Yeah, I mostly agree with that. I think after a certain point, though, like when you get into like high school, at least, you kind of already know what you're interested in.
Yeah, if you can drive a car, I think you should be able to pick your classes.
I don't know. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter because, like, this is my job now. But when I entered high school, I was like, I hate science, and I want to, I want to go to school and be an English.
A biology degree.
No, I want to be an English major. But because of the fact that, like, my school was so small, that it was basically like, hey, if you think you're smart, these are the classes you more or less have to take. I ended up taking a lot of science. I had a good biology teacher, a great chemistry teacher, and I was like, you know what, maybe this would be cool. So if I had had the choice, I mean, my life would be different.
Same. I actually really like chemistry, and I didn't have any clue that I would like that. And I think if I would have had a teacher, not that my teacher was bad, but I think if I was, like, set up in a place where I could have more easily transitioned to more chemistry, I could have actually ended up being super into science.
Yeah. Well, here's sort of what I'm saying about, because people were very negative about me saying that people can know what they want. Like, when I was younger in New York, you've got like 6 or 7 like specialized schools or whatever that you have to basically audition for in New York, right? And one of them is the one that I went to because I was interested in acting and I wanted to learn more about that kind of thing. And I went to that school, and I'm not in acting now, but I don't regret any of the things that I learned there, and that was my choice, And that was like, I made that decision when I was like 13. You know what I mean?
Most things will inform your personality to a certain degree, with the exception of perhaps things that are very fixed sciences like math.
I just think
it's not gonna help you day to day.
I think, to be honest, I mean, this is coming from the perspective of a nerd, but like, I think school does nerds a disservice by, at least up here, as of the age of like 14, you could be like, hey, you're a nerd. You don't have to take like the practical classes. You can just take the nerd classes. And then when they get out, they're like, I don't know how to do much in real life, but I know how to like do like a stoichiometric equation that I may or may not ever use in my life, but I don't know how to like say hi to a human being without stumbling over myself. I think like anything at the high school and middle school level that taught like practical skills over book knowledge, we could tilt the balance a little bit more in that favor.
Is it really school's responsibility to teach you social interaction, or are you just meant to kind of get that during your day?
Is it school's responsibility to teach you, what pH of an acid you need to completely neutrally buffer a base in this situation?
I don't know. It's an honest question. I really don't know. I was just asking.
I think it honestly is, which is why like I said, I'm not fully no or yes on the whole mandatory education thing on as far as like choosing classes, because I think making a worldly person should be a goal of a school. And that's fine. And you could have, there should be mandated courses, especially at an early age.
I'm not saying, by the way, there should be classes, Chet, that are like, how to pick up girls.
We got Super Seducer for that.
Exactly. I mean, more like, more public speaking stuff and, I don't know, teaching how to get your point across in an informed and convincing manner.
I mean, even if you went to a small school, like, school teaches you socialization, right? Because you're forced to interact with people on a daily basis, Well,
how do you feel about homeschooling, then?
Oh, I hate it.
I do not like homeschooling at all, I think that's a very stupid thing, all things considered.
No offense, chat.
Surprising amount of people do it. I was really surprised to hear how many.
Yeah, there's also a surprising amount of anti-vaxxers in the world, so... not that I'm
I wasn't trying to take it there, I was
two,
just
but...
surprised, that's all.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
It's certainly not going to do you any favors if you're, like, naturally quite shy to then be homeschooled.
Yes, yeah. I think learning how to socialize, which is, I suppose, an indirect consequence of schooling, is an important thing to learn, honestly.
Dude, that's why I think, like, the number one nerd casualty, where nerds are always like, oh, I wish this class didn't exist, is gym. And I'm like, gym is I mean, I stopped taking it in 11th grade, but it's the most universally applicable class in high school. Everybody's got a body. Everybody needs to, like, maintain it if they don't want to, cut 20 years off their life to some extent. So, like, I think that class is worth something.
I'll tell you what, in the schools that I went to, at least, the physical education was not very up to snuff. Is all I'll say.
I mean, how
so
up to
you
snuff
couldn't
does
find
it
the
have to be, though? I mean, our gym class was like, hey, run.
Well, you gotta pass the physical fitness test every year.
So in elementary school,
Arm hang.
our school was terrified of liability.
Oh, yeah.
So I've already
yeah.
told you guys this. Like they didn't let us do anything on the playground. Like there were handball courts, there were basketball courts. We weren't allowed to use any of those equipment because the only thing they gave us was a basket of balls, and we could throw them to each other. And so we would throw them over long distances because that was something that we could do.
Sounds
and then
okay.
eventually they said, too dangerous.
Oh,
Throwing
no.
balls to each other. Yeah. Then what if a kid loses an eye with a ball? You know, if he misses the catch. So
What
That
if
would
he
be
loses
difficult.
a ball?
yeah. So we got to walk the tar yard as if it were a prison.
I was just going to say that sounds
Tar-
very familiar.
Yeah. So our physical education was not very good at my elementary school, is all I'll say.
That sucks.
Yeah. We did have a mandatory dance at the end of every year. That was
Mandatory?
off. Oh yeah.
Now that's weird.
You had to be involved. You couldn't sit it out.
That's where they made the arranged marriages.
Oh,
That's what it felt like in high school, anyway.
I don't know if we were graded on it, actually. I don't remember, but we did have to do it.
Learning
Actually, you
the
know what?
square dance.
I think if you didn't do it, you failed the because it was part of the PE. You
Mm.
failed PE if you didn't do it.
Plan
Yeah,
to
that
do
was
it?
a horrible experience. I did learn how to do the electric slide, though, so, you know.
It's funny, but like my least favorite year of school was probably the year that also taught me the most useful stuff. Now, our teacher was a shithead. Like, he actually sucked and was later fired for crimes.
Oh,
Not
well, that's
like-
not-
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Not like the really bad crimes, just
Right.
like, you
Oh,
know,
I know.
just like, you know, some C tier crimes. But
right, okay.
he forced us to learn how to use like you know, a lathe and a saw and a drill press and stuff like that. And every time, me and all the other nerds would complain and be like, I don't want to do this. I just want to read a book. And he'd be like, well, you might need to like fix stuff in your adult life. And I'm, I don't think so.
I read enough books, I'll hire someone to fix them.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, in the end, I was right, but he was right in principle.
Mhm.
He made us learn how to sew too, and then
Oh, well, then, you know.
again, useful skill.
Yeah, that's a useful skill. you know.
But he combined it with having to sew a puppet and then do a puppet show, which for
Oh.
when you're 12 and 13 years old, you're like, that's what I want to do is perform a handwritten puppet show in front of all of my other
sounds like hell.
classmates.
Yeah.
The sewing by itself is totally fine. I don't want to do the puppet show.
Dude,
Yes.
I sewed up, when I was a kid, I sewed a Charizard plushie
Hey, that's kind of cool,
in one
though.
of my classes. It was cool. I like that thing. I don't know where it is. It might still exist in my house somewhere.
Ask NL about media literacy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
mean-
really know what that
No,
precludes
media
to, like-
literacy is very important. That's the idea that, you know, when you look at a piece of media, you can examine the context and be like, hey, is
Yeah.
this from, like, shittynews.org? Or is this from, like, a
Oh,
real...
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think
You
they're going
mean
to
it
be
like
teaching
in a-
that
like
anytime
in-
soon.
Library 111 kind of course.
Just enough to know, like, hey, does this person know what they're talking about? Or do they just have a
Yeah.
WordPress account? Like...
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those are hard to get, though. You got to go through very rigorous trials to get to that.
With, yeah. You know what? Never mind. I was gonna.
Rob, you can't just get a WordPress account if that's what you're going to say.
No, I was gonna. Never mind. But yeah, no. That would be. I wish I had learned coding. Apparently, they're teaching coding in school now.
Yeah,
too.
my,
Same.
like, 6-year-old niece is learning coding at her preschool or kindergarten or whatever the heck
Awesome.
kids are doing
That
these
is
days.
great. Yeah.
And when she was like, you know, Uncle Ryan, I'm learning coding. In my head, I was like, yeah, I bet. Fucking idiot. I can code better than you. And I looked at her homework and I was like, oh shit, she's coding.
That's awesome.
I mean,
is cool.
she's not using like C++, but
No, but
but still.
imagine just knowing HTML when you're like 10. That would be incredible.
that's scripting.
You'd see the internet completely differently if you understand mostly what makes it up.
And this is why I'm positive about, some mandatory or lots of mandatory education when you're younger, so that you can get an idea, like, by the time she's like, 15, 16, maybe she'll be like, you know what, I want to code.
Yeah.
Learn more about coding. And that's cool. That's good.
It seems to me like the first years of your schooling life should be all about exposing you to tons of different things.
I can agree with
so
that.
you can just get the idea of what you might even be interested in, and then slowly hone it in over the next 4 or 5 years.
Yes, I agree.
I also feel like
Whoa.
when you're a child, you should be completely sequestered as you learn these things to avoid getting the current adults' preconceptions. Like, for example, how, whenever you... I think, like, if you're in 3rd grade, you could be like, I like math. Math's fun. You take 2 numbers, make them 1 number. That's really cool. But instead, it's always like, well, you're going to have to ask your mother about that one. I'm not very good at mathematics. It's just like, we give them the preconceived notion that it's more difficult than it actually is.
Oh, yeah. Putting up walls. I agree.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
There's just a general attitude of that kind of thing that happens with adults where you just kind of turn off to concepts. And that's unfortunate, because if you're in that buffering period of talking to children, I mean, you're their interface with those concepts. And if they see those walls go up, they're going to get those walls too.
I mean, that's what it's like for coding. People are like, I literally cannot do that. And I'm like, you speak a language and do things. You can do it. And
Well, I relate. It's pretty difficult, though, but I
That's
get
why
it.
I get mad when people make fun of me on this show for looking things up when I want to learn about information.
I would never.
It's important to if you're interested by something, we have like all the information in the world at our fingertips at all times now.
On one website.
Yeah, exactly.
Frustrates me. Like when my mom's like, I'll just never be able to use Windows because she has Mac stuff. I'm like,
my God.
You can just use it's not hard. And I don't get how I could ever change her mind on that, and I don't think I can.
I just got lassoed.
Congrats. Wait, that's bad.
Yeah.
I also just lassoed, but I don't know what it does.
It,
We
like,
both
pulls
lassoed
people
each
to you.
other, and then
Oh.
you just flew away.
It makes a cool sound.
Yeah. What do you do to overcome something where, like, someone is just being very stubborn about, like, I just don't want to learn this thing?
I don't know, let them wallow, I guess.
Yeah.
I think, like-
sometimes I don't think there's much you can do with certain people.
Well, I think, like, adults, and this goes for all of us, I'm sure. I won't speak for you
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
but I'll speak for myself. You just kind of decide, like, you know what? I'm full. I don't want, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta open up your mind again to that hunger, and I don't know what makes you able to do that again.
I don't know. I think people get for a lot of people, getting into like a routine is important to stay sane. And in that regard, I understand why people would not necessarily want to challenge things that they already know. You know what I mean?
It's lightning in a
Why?
bottle.
Because it invites a certain level of chaos of just like having to figure shit out that you thought you've already figured out.
The risk of having sort of your worldview kind of unravel in that one thing leads to another leads to another. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, more or less, right? I mean, but also just like, look, it's if you're used to something, we're all products of our environment, right? Like, I mean, we all grew up in certain areas, and people molded who we are today, right? So it's I think it's just part of that, really, more than anything.
Matthew, you're too good at this game.
One thing I used to get past that kind of inhibition a lot was to go, oh, well, other people can do this. I'm also a person. I know that sounds like a ridiculous thing, but that actually worked for me with getting me to drive.
Yeah.
Because I thought that it was crazy hard to do for some reason until I got in the car and physically did it.
When did you learn how to drive?
I was like 16.
Oh, okay. I don't know. The way you phrased it, I thought you were like, 27
No.
or something.
You guys know when I learned how to drive?
Not yet.
Not ever.
He's right.
And that's fine.
Dude, that's
I thought it was complicated for some reason, even though it isn't.
That's why I love, like, my parents. They just forced me to do shit. That sounds so bad, but it was all shit that has, like, benefited me as an adult. Except
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
doing chores. They were like, you just do your homework instead of doing chores. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot, Mom. Now whenever I vacuum, I'm like, oh, this is the worst thing ever.
Are we switching games right now? by the
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh, we're not doing this game. We're leaving now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it is a little early, but as I've already
Yeah.
closed the game, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you already left the server, so I'm just popping. I'm just popping.
But like,
Dude.
I didn't want to drive. I
Yep.
live in a city where I don't have to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Asia for a year, and when I came back as a 22-year-old, my parents were like, "You better get your license," and I was like, "Fine." I already did like all the legwork when I was 16 and 17. I'll take the test and get the full license and I'll have it forever. I'm glad they did, because now the cool ramen joints aren't on the subway line.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There's a certain degree of social pressure that your parents can exert it's actually useful.
Dude, I think accountability is like so
Sometimes.
important. Like, I just want you to know that whenever you guys promise to do something, you better do it, or silently in my head, I'm going to judge you. And that sounds bad, but just knowing that I'm judging you, hopefully it gives you a little bit of like, I should keep doing this even though today I don't feel like it.
So that's why I wanted to do extra things to kind of negate the things that I might not do.
No, can't do that.
So I was thinking, like, I make you a banner, I fix up your YouTube page, and then one day I, like, forget something, and then you won't be as mad at me or something like that.
I try as much as possible to not agree to something like outright unless I know that it's realistic for me to actually do it.
Well, that's why I kind
To
of like
avoid those
that
situations. Yeah.
Mouth and we've been talking about this like meatless stuff. And it's
Yeah,
not
boy.
like we've agreed with one another that we're like, hey, if one of us eats like a chicken breast, the other person gets $10,000 or something like that. But because we're talking about it, it just makes us more interested in it, more accountable to one another, and like more dedicated to it in the future.
I can't
Yeah.
get
Talking
my
about
controller to work.
meatlessness?
Meatlessness,
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
Yeah, I
like
don't know
how
what
when they
that
go to
means.
space, they're meatless?
There's too many negative things associated with vegetarianism and veganism, so we're calling it meatless now.
Oh, you're trying to
Meatless.
reframe it to kind of reclaim
Right,
the idea.
right.
Plus,
Okay, I
it
understand.
still sounds really manly because there's meat in it.
Right, yeah. No, dude, I agree. I've said many times that you're not gonna change any new minds when you say, "Hey, save the environment" with the whole global warming thing. Like, you gotta the planet is gonna be all right. It's a George Carlin bit, but humans are gonna die. So you gotta reframe it as that. Is all I'm saying.
True.
I like the meatlessness thing.
Yeah, if
Good idea.
only some climate scientists were saying human beings would suffer from climate change, and then maybe people would be.
I'm just saying they changed it from global warming to climate change. What they got to call it is there's a freedom change happening, and we need to get our patriot son to help us.
Freedom change? Is that like freedom fries?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will invite you guys to the party for this game.
Please do. I just went online.
Give me one moment to get the controller set up. Be good to go.
Can't I move this? There we go.
Oh. There it is. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Dude, they say
Yeah.
that smoking kills people, yet half of the population still smokes.
Yeah. It's because it looks cool. That's just the goddamn truth.
I don't think it looks cool though.
I agree with you now, but
You
when
know
I
what's
was
cooler than vaping?
a teenager,
I don't know.
I thought it looked cool.
I'm past the point. I've been around smoking for years, working in the general store. People come and smoke all day. My grandpa died of lung cancer. All that nasty stuff. You know what? People want to smoke. Go ahead. At this point, I think everybody's pretty aware. But
Yeah, then we've hit like
Yeah.
peak awareness of like.
Yeah.
it's bad. People know it. It's their choice.
Do you
Yeah.
think the government should still pay for like ads to run and like reinforce all the negative stuff like publicly all the time?
What do you mean? Oh, like tell people?
Well, showing all those commercials
sure,
where
why
they're
not?
like showing people, talking through their trach hole and like all of that kind of thing.
I think
I
so.
want
That's
you
hilarious.
in my trach hole.
Look,
So
I
they
don't,
should do that.
I don't talk about it much publicly, but yes, I do smoke.
Yeah.
And no, I don't really wanna, but I am chemically addicted.
Yeah.
If all things, if all bets are off and they ran more ads, and it means even just like one person was like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's gross. Then good, it worked. That's fine. Worth it for me.
One second.
Yeah.
One second.
I don't know. That's why at this point, too, I just I make my choices. Hopefully they're good ones, and then I'll tweet about it every once in a while and hope that, it's like stealth marketing, right? You don't
You want to
tell
rub off
people
on people.
to do stuff, right? Because then they're maybe more likely to not do it. But if
Right,
they're just
right.
like, oh, he's drinking a crisp water over there. Oh, I want one of them.
Well, I think that is kind of the best way to guide people is through
Join
watching someone else. Let them make their own decisions, and if you see something that's working for somebody, maybe you'll like that idea too.
So you guys
yeah.
can join by going to
Very
the
passive.
second tab on the main menu and then join party game, I think is what it's called.
Join
Private match.
Yeah, I still only have private match.
Only the in-game
Only
leader
the
may join
in-game.
another players. Yeah.
Yeah, I did this last time, and it was
You can still you can invite us, Ryan, and then we can
Okay.
go in. Yeah. Even though we're already in the party,
Yes, you are correct.
and then that'll get us into the game, or it should anyway. No, it said. God damn it.
Invite. For some reason, I can't click on it for mouth. Like, new Steam has it just slightly outside of the frame, and I can't get it to go lower. But I invited Nick, and I think that button should invite mouth. But
Oh, yeah.
oh, sorry. I created a local match. That's my mistake.
Ah.
There we go. Create private match.
Okay.
That's totally my
so
bad.
not this.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to join, but it'll probably just do nothing.
Okay. It
And-
took me to a little wooden house for some reason.
I'm not gonna put a name and password. Change custom rules.
This music is so epic in this game.
Yeah, it's really inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Makes
try.
me laugh.
Well, there's the password, but anyway, try joining that private match now.
Oh, hold thing to join.
Yes, you can
Now
also
it says
hold.
join party match.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it
even
just
better.
worked now.
Yeah, okay. We did it, Reddit.
Look at that.
Do you guys have felons in Canada the same way we do?
Yeah,
People commit crimes up there?
it's true.
No, I meant the classification, not like I know people commit crimes.
I
obviously.
believe
I
we
know.
have the felonies and misdemeanors. Yeah.
Because I was wondering if you feel the same way about, like, once you've paid your debt to society, should you have to disclose on all your job applications, and could you lose, like, the right to vote and all of that stuff?
As far as I know, it sticks on your record for like 7 years or something like that, or
Oh.
maybe 10 years.
For us, it's state by state. They have different rules about it. But I just kind of feel like it's bullshit if you've paid your debt to have to tell all your employers and then have them not take your application because of it. I
It's
mean, you're
pretty
not
messed
supposed
up.
to, like,
I agree. Yeah.
you're not supposed to discriminate based on that, but obviously you take the people who aren't felons if you
Yeah.
have a pile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with you.
unless you're a
Honestly.
moving company.
Yeah.
In which case, I want to take somebody who spent like the last 6
Hello
years
there.
getting jacked in jail.
Welcome to the golf
Exactly.
club.
Yeah.
Why don't we just send all criminals to Australia?
And today
We
You
should,
know
right?
what?
It worked once, right?
Which fabled ocean of
Why did we
memories
stop doing that? I don't know.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
they turned out pretty okay.
let you
Yeah,
down.
they
Yeah,
seem
they-
alright.
Dude,
They
Australia's pretty good, right?
They sent all
Yeah.
the poisonous animals there too. I don't know what.
Mhm.
Okay, about 100.
What, I think we should just try to create Australia too by sending all the criminals to like a nearly uninhabited
Mars.
island.
All the criminals should
Oh
go to
my God.
Mars, dude.
Use the criminals as, like, a mining crew, right?
It
You
worked
could
for
call it
Australia.
Red Faction.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
that the plot of Red Faction?
Kind of.
That's Red Faction was the one where you could like shoot tunnels
Alright,
through the
drop
walls,
this
right?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
terrain
yeah,
deformation,
that was
man.
pretty
Geomod
sweet.
technology.
Hey, Red, watch out, buddy. I'm putting
I don't
here.
wanna.
We got a full opportunity
Oh, I'm
here,
ready.
chat.
Honestly, I think we should just execute all criminals.
That's a bold choice.
So close.
Oh wait.
Before or after we
you
have
go.
all the
This one for
evidence? Before, right?
Oh, absolutely. Before, yeah.
Well, why waste taxpayer dollars having a trial?
Yeah, it would hold up the
It's
court
a lot of
system.
work. You
You
know,
could
there's
hire
no
a
reason
man
for that.
and name him Judge Dredd to just take care of all of those problems.
Oh, you could wear like a cool helmet and have like a big
An
eagle on his
eagle.
shoulder. Yeah.
Mm.
Eagles
Yeah.
do make you free.
Yep. So you know it's justice. Is the big golden eagle.
Oh, frick.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah.
The gritty reboot of Judge Dredd
It's
was
very
pretty good. It was good.
Yeah,
It's a good
Dredd.
movie. But the '80s Sylvester Stallone version is hilarious, and I love it.
That movie came out in like 1995.
Did it really?
I
I
never
thought it was
saw
like
the
late
reboot.
'80s.
If you have a double header, you watch that and Demolition Man.
Yeah, dude, I get those movies confused 100%.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're very similar in their ridiculousness.
This is gonna sound insane. Don't they both have Rob Schneider in them? He's 100%
Rob
in
Schneider's-
Demolition Man, no question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Oh, is he in? Well, then yes. Then yeah.
Because he's
Plays
in
like a
Judge
janitor
Dredd.
or something, or
He's
an
he's
another
he's
officer?
100% in Judge Dredd. I know that.
How
Yeah,
did
he's
that
an
happen?
officer.
Does he like have dirt on
know,
Sylvester
man.
Stallone?
Okay, hole number 2.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do.
I remember watching that movie as an adult and being like, "Holy shit, that's Rob Schneider."
Mm-hmm.
He probably felt bad because he knew he'd never put him in Expendables.
Dude, Rob Schneider would be a great he could be the computer guy in the Expendables.
Okay.
Okay.
Line the
Yeah.
shot
I mean,
up.
that's basically what he is in Judge
Yards.
Dredd, right? I mean, like not actually computer guy, but like, hey, here's a comic relief with one specific skill that's going to be helpful in Arc 2.
Well, and then Pacific Rim has like B movie Rob Schneider. That's the computer guy.
Oh, Charlie Kelly, Charlie Day.
No. I mean the computer
Charlie
guy,
Day's
not
not B tier.
not the two
Yeah.
science lords. The he's a less remembered character from that movie, but he's like
You talking about the?
he's the guy who looks like Rob Schneider and sits at a computer.
Oh, like the dude. Wait, the dude that kind of looks like Joseph Gordon-Levitt if he was
Levers?
45 and let himself go a little bit. That sits behind the computer and.
I mean, I don't know if he let himself
See what
go.
you
He
can
was
do
just
with 7
he
foot.
was older and maybe like
he's aged. You know.
Well, yeah, that's not really letting
Slide
yourself
that pipe
go.
in there.
Though.
Yeah, you let yourself go. He didn't.
If
use
anything,
any-
that's keeping yourself together.
he
he's
didn't
still
use any
alive.
Cyborg attachments to make himself.
Chat,
better.
do not tell me his name is Burn Gorman. I don't buy it.
That's a pretty good name.
That's a great name.
It's a fantastic name. Who in chat has watched the show Real Rob on Netflix?
Real
Just
Rob.
you?
I've watched all episodes.
What do you think about that, Real Rob?
I mean, I've never seen it, so I couldn't tell you. But,
It's really bad. It's like
Yeah.
some kind of Seinfeld wannabe sort of thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. There's even a couple episodes where he literally stands in front of like a brick wall, like he's at a comic. book.
Oh no!
But
man.
you know, it's just like a backdrop, and
Does it have a baseline involved?
no, unfortunately not.
Disaster.
It's exclusively a slide whistle.
Yeah. There's only
Similarly,
so many ways you can slap at a base.
I started watching Ozark season 2. Holy
Is that out
shit.
yet?
Yeah, it came out a couple
What is
days
this?
ago.
Hole number
It is
2.
way better than season 1, actually. Like, it is very
Yeah, I
good.
found
I've been enjoying
season
it.
1 was a little.
Yes.
It was okay.
It was
But
fine. It was.
didn't
I would
stand out.
describe it as fine. Season 2 is like, honestly, they've done a good job.
Dope.
Yeah, Netflix keeps asking me to watch that, but I don't because it's not a documentary that takes place in an American prison. So
Yeah,
There we go. That's something
I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend it to you. Is all. There are things that I have mentioned that I think you'd like.
yeah, but I
That I would
really don't
recommend
like
before
Jason
that.
Bateman.
No, like I said, I wouldn't recommend it to you necessarily.
Okay,
I-
then we're okay.
I heard you talking about Jason Bateman. I agree. He's one of those actors that's like, you always see him.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
like.
I think he just wears the same shirt in every movie.
It's true. He's
just-
never changed his hair.
I just picture him wearing like a blue button-up shirt that's like a little wrinkly, so he's an everyman, but not so wrinkly as to be gross.
When I
it's
picture
pretty
a
accurate,
dad
yeah.
bod, that's the bod I picture.
He's pretty skinny actually. In that,
He's in good shape for a.
yeah, he's like, dude, that's a dad bod.
Dude,
Then I'm
Bojack.
Go this
Bojack
one
in
to
2
save
days.
par.
Mmm. I haven't really been watching that show at all. I will
Well,
say.
There's a bunch of us out here that are probably pretty
And
excited.
in
I
the
still
Does
want to know if they
it-
dump the whole season at once or if it's one a week.
Does it take place in an American prison?
No.
Yep. Not for Ryan.
It's the prison of a horse's American mind.
Dude, I watched another show actually to completion the other day.
To completion.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
To
completion. Yeah,
climax.
like I came at the end. Yeah, more or less. What I'm saying.
You should come at the end of everything you do.
Oh, I always do. But
And that'll keep you at
so
one
I'm
under.
sure a lot of people big fans of this show. Iron Fist.
Oh,
Watched season
dude,
2
I have
of
a
that.
question for
Yeah.
you. Why
Uh-huh.
does the preview
Alright,
of
nice
Iron
clean
Fist
swing and drop it
on
the green.
Netflix, the image is not Iron Fist, first of his name from the whatever
Yeah.
clan. It's a middle-aged African-American woman in what appears to be a modest New York City apartment.
Oh, you might be thinking of the character known as Misty Knight. It's
Marvel.
I don't
entirely
know how to
possible.
react to that.
Well, it's just like that is something with that show is season 2. So season 1 faced a little bit of controversy, and season 2 seems to have taken that
Alright, 34
and
feet to the
made
hole.
it so that the character of Danny Rand is like super not important in season 2. Like he just kind of sucks in season 2.
Oh.
It's
Man, this
honestly
next
like
part
it's
four,
definitely
goodbye.
the weakest of the Marvel shows, and they're all pretty weak, to be honest.
That's what
with
I've
you.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't definitely wouldn't
Oh,
recommend
so
Iron
angry
Fist.
That was going to be
That's all I'll
excellent,
say.
and it wasn't.
I want to know more
I want
about
you to
Ryan's
have
opinion of
excellence.
Daredevil is
contradiction
good,
now that
yeah.
he's gotten a couple hours into that.
I think Contradiction is cool, mostly because it's so unique and it's very
Right.
fun to play, especially with an audience. I think the gameplay is kind of bad
It's
just by
tedious.
virtue
Yeah.
of the fact that there's like literally thousands of possible permutations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like
And
all of
also
them.
the logic isn't always consistent.
Yeah, no, I
unfortunately,
agree
which
with
kinda
that as well.
sucks.
But as
I
it's the
Yeah.
only one of like 6 games like that on planet Earth.
Okay,
So
that,
I think that's cool.
performance is gonna
I
put
think
you
Jenks
up
makes it a
even
special
par.
experience. That man he just brings joy to my heart watching him act. Rupert Booth, I believe
Coming
his
off
name is.
a bit of a
like a
bogey
very
on that
nice guy.
last
yeah,
hole.
it
Let's
kind
see if
of
we
you
can
know
get back
almost
here.
redeems him for killing the best American president back in the 1800s.
I watched a little bit of you playing Contradiction,
Mm.
and basically I'm bringing this up so that you guys can make fun of me. So
Okay,
enjoy.
yeah.
But I was a little snobby bitch boy and
Nice.
real mad,
Alright,
like
Oh,
unironically.
the sound and the
65
cinematography
yards
and
Yeah, it's just like did really nothing with that at all, and that artistic
Rob, it was a
endeavor.
highly budgeted experience. They did their
So we're
best.
going for it.
The
I know
sound
this because I've
is
read a little bit about the background of it.
the sound is almost inexcusable.
Okay, nice approach.
Yeah,
All right, here we go
there's
for
some-
the birdie.
And then like every single shot of characters talking just seems just straight up coverage.
Yes.
Like there is no anything else that they did with that.
It feels like a very indie small group of people got together and they just did their best with what they had, and I respect them for it. They did okay.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't try to like over criticize the whole thing because I liked everybody. They were all just goofing around and having a good time.
I think that's fair, and I am fully aware that I am a snob.
It has a homemade charm to it for sure.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kind
what I
of
mean.
like
Yeah.
a college project, basically.
Yeah.
Why'd
It's
you
a
say
college
like
project that has
Rated
much more scope
Short
to it
film
than
of
you would
all
expect.
time.
Oh, like, dude, it is. The acting is a lot
Aw.
like Dragon Slayer Doppelganger.
It goes to some pretty wacky places too.
Does it?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, have you heard of
Okay,
Salvia
100 for the
Divinorum?
no.
Is that some kind of godly drug?
Salvia?
Well, no. I mean,
Nice
Salvia
bird on that last
Divinorum
hole.
makes
Let's
it
see another
sound
one.
like the root is divine.
Yeah, it's from Harry Potter.
It's also known as Magic Mint.
I did not know that.
Magic Mint.
It's a nice looking tee shot.
Thank you, John.
Is that like Sagat saying magic?
Yeah, that was
Alright,
Sagat.
And we are
Okay.
about 160
Is
Just wanted to be
Sagat
sure.
from
Pin.
Thailand, or does he just fight in Thailand in the game?
I think he's from Thailand.
Probably from Thailand.
I think every one of them is from their place that is
It's gonna have
represented
to
by
bite.
their flag.
You know what? I would love to actually have chat verify that, because I believe you,
Okay,
but that
got
also
nice
seems
and
like one of
safe.
those things where
Still a
they're
little
like,
work to
oh,
do,
you know,
though.
you fight M. Bison on the moon.
Well, also M Bison isn't
Uh,
supposed to be M Bison also.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So there's like a whole lot of lore issues
Well,
with I think the Street Fighter games.
It was just a translation thing. They changed Balrog. Right, it was
Alright, got a
Balrog was
three-footer
M
here.
Bison. They switched
Yes.
them.
Well, because M Bison is supposed to be
Great pilot
M
there.
as in Mike and
Mike
Bison
Tyson.
as
Oh,
in
yeah,
Tyson.
yeah.
Mike
Tyson.
Bison's Punch Out.
Right.
And
So,
wasn't Vega also something else too?
probably
Vega was Balrog.
Vigo.
Look, as a kid, I called them Vega. Oh!
Oh, I called him Ryu for a long time.
Yeah, and how are you supposed to know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
no,
I
you're
didn't
not.
know anything about Japan at the time, so
Not to mention, like,
One
you know, I
under
was
the
playing
round.
it, you know, as an 8-year-old by myself in my house.
yeah.
So I get older and I go, oh, it's Ryu. And people are like, what are you talking about?
What was the problem with Vega
Keep an
again?
eye on that wind. Could come into
Well, they
play
have
on
claws
know.
that claw up your face.
Oh, Vega was originally Balrog. Bison was originally Vega. Balrog
Okay, it was a
originally Bison.
three-way swap.
There's a three-way. Okay.
I've heard this so many times, I forget it every single time.
Yeah, Vijo Morgenstein.
It feels like one of those, like, do you know gaming?
It is, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely is.
His
yeah.
original name was Jumpman.
And
Hold on, we got
we
it.
have
Someone
about,
play that little
I'd say
bell sound that every
140-ish
YouTuber
yards
uses.
from here.
Ding! Yeah.
Yeah, when they say something.
Oh, it's a cinema sin.
Mhm.
Originally
called
Doki Doki Panic.
Dude, okay, so sometimes
This
I
one
fall
might be
asleep
in
to.
the right.
Yes, I know I'm a nerd. I fall asleep to lore channels of like various different things. I just like listen to lore of like comic books or Warhammer 40k or like Lord of the Rings or something like that. Look, I know. But anyway,
Oh,
a lot of them use that fucking ding sound,
26
and I
footer from
want
here to
to
the cup.
murder them. It doesn't mean anything. It has lost all meaning.
It's an
are
art.
they popular?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah,
Some
so
are
they
pretty-
probably figured that's how they got popular.
Yeah, yeah.
And then everyone else said, all right, we got to do the bell then. I guess that's how we get the subscribers.
I mean, I've been talking to you guys about it. I still like
For the boat.
YouTube, not as a platform necessarily, but as a community. You know, I've carved out an audience that, for whatever reason, likes watching me bullshit for like 3 or 4 hours a day, and I will
Yeah.
keep doing that as long as it's, you know, viable and there's people there to watch. But success on YouTube is like, the algorithm chose me, and success on Twitch is so much more satisfying because people are like, I mean, there's still a certain sense of like, I've been watching this guy, so why stop now? But like, you know, the people that are supporting
for your
you
double.
actually enjoy your content instead of like, well, I
Well
searched
done.
for the video game and you
Yeah.
were the first result.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Alright,
yeah.
one
And it
over
sucks
for
to
the
have to
round.
psychologically engineer your videos to maximize everything all the time. But
Mhm.
you got to stop and do, like, in
All you gotta
60
do really
seconds in,
is,
you got to
just
do the,
put
remember
that
to click the
ball
bell.
into that
Yeah,
green
yeah.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
I have friends who are like in their 30s on YouTube, and I'm like, and this is not Mathis, but I mean, it does. I mean, it is Mathis, but I wasn't referring to Mathis specifically. That they have to do the thumbnails where it's like their face and their mouth is open, and
I
then
know
there's
it's
like a
bullshit.
big arrow, and I'm like, dude, they don't want to do that. They would rather
Yeah.
do something else with their time,
This is
no
looking
questions
decent,
asked.
and then
But
some.
you kind of have to do that if you're one of those channels.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all least common denominator bullshit. Nobody can do what they want because the ones that are popular are the
4
ones that
feet
do
to the
that.
hole, you can do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I do find Twitch content to be much more fulfilling,
Yeah, I think so.
all things considered.
And,
And
honestly-
and it's easier too. Like that,
Yeah.
it's hard to like beat honestly because it's easier and it's more fun to just chill with chat and crack jokes and
Yeah,
shit.
I came to this conclusion like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I would totally take YouTube and I would sub it for Twitch. Wait, the other way. And then you'd have a real prime
Yeah, dude, this pitch
experience.
meeting is going very well.
You'd have a real prime experience. Honestly, it's a great gift.
Right.
to
see, see where
self-marketing. Prime gift subs. It's just, well, come on.
Are you okay?
Yeah, what is
No,
it? What is happening?
Also,
right
has
now?
someone not sunk the putt yet?
No, I got
Oh
it.
yeah, sorry. I was thinking, and then
Malf, have you heard of Salvia divinorum?
Well, that's like people are like, well, Mathis has this video that was called like the 5 guys 1 hole challenge, and there's like his mouth is open and then an arrow pointing to his mouth. And I'm like, here's the thing: when YouTube was having its salad days, if you did that and you didn't need to, in my head I was like, you're kind of like you're selling out. Now I'm like, dude, that's nice putt, by the way. But that's like that's kind of just what you have to do, I guess. If you're like, especially if YouTube's your only thing or your primary thing, and you're like, I want to continue to grow, you sort of got to play the game.
I'll tell you straight up,
And
if
we have
anybody
9
wants
hole
to
coming
start
up.
out now for the first time, I would not advise starting on YouTube exclusively, like a lot of people used to do when we started.
So far, so
Honestly, you
good
should
for
probably
this
start
one.
on like a different platform than.
Maybe.
Let me.
We have about
I don't want to
145
name
guys or
names. We
so
should probably
to go.
start on a platform where it's not already full.
Like Mixer.
I didn't say it. But if you're starting for enjoyment,
all of that
do
one.
whatever. But if you're like, I want this to be a job, I think that there's a case
Yeah.
to be made for like, getting on a website where if you get like, 13 viewers, you could be on the front page. And I'm saying that without judgment. Like,
Yeah.
13 viewers
Words
from
Dan
0.
Easling mispronounces.
13 viewers from
See
0
if we
is like a
can
huge
save
accomplishment
card
in
here.
today's
That would
day
be
and
nice.
age.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, if you strike it big, like if you hit
Nice
ninja
spot
level,
we're in there.
email my publicist and we'll work something out.
And we will ignore your email.
And then you'll see the email.
David
years
will respond to it.
Dude, you should make another how to get started in Let's Playing thread.
No,
on
because
our
now like
Let's Play.
I've gotten higher level like Galaxy Brain. Now I just
Right,
get
yeah.
annoyed because I see all these streamers tweeting about like
And
how to
that'll
be
keep
successful on
you
Twitch.
at
And
even
they're like,
par.
DX Racer shares most of it.
well, they do. I don't know. Some streamers they rub me the wrong way. They tweet out like, if you really want to support your favorite streamer,
Coming
open
off of
their
par
stream
on
in
the
a
last
tab
one. Oh, yeah,
and
that's
then
what-
lower the
right,
volume to
yeah.
1%. And I'm like, how about watch the stream if you like it, and if you don't, do something else with your
Yeah,
time instead
we're going a
of
little
wasting-
too far with that.
I completely agree with that whole idea. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, there's some.
If
I
anyone
also-
tells you you need to cheat the system to support me, don't listen to that. That's weird.
I'll tell you one thing. I know this will probably piss some people off. If I see a streamer refer to themselves as an influencer, it really kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, dude, the thing that gets me is very similar to that. Is when they talk about how like, the old media doesn't respect streamers and like, the writers are always anti-streamers. I'm like, dude, we won.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you crazy?
won.
When Spider-Man comes out, the people who work at IGN, and I have the utmost respect for them, they're making like not very much money. They got to play the game for themselves in like 3 days and then write a review, give it to the editor edits it, sends it back to the writer makes the changes, the review goes up, all the comments
Half
are
of them
like,
probably
fuck
had
you.
to go to journalism degrees too.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, they write it, they get paid $200, and all the comments are like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't. I know you're joking, but I don't want to think of it as we won, because like
I'm just
I
saying-
think we have a place to do with each other that is.
No,
somewhat
I'm not. I'm
reciprocal.
not saying fuck you, writers. We owned you.
Yeah.
I'm saying our community, leave the writers alone, dude. They got the thankless
That's
job.
more like it.
Awesome.
Then when Spider-Man comes out, we boot it up, and someone's I had to buy it. And then by the way, thank you Insomniac for letting me play your game casually while just saying fuck over and over. And I made $3,500 today playing Spider-Man. You won.
Okay.
I'm
what's
starting to
the
feel
round?
personally attacked here.
Well, did you
Yeah,
make
but did you guys
$3,500
hear-
playing Spider-Man?
I wish.
Hear about the Deadspin review of Spider-Man?
No.
Hole number 11.
So the I don't know, like chief editor or something like that.
Uh,
It's like, oh, I've only 4 hours in, but this game sucks because it feels like I'm helping. I'm helping the cops. They turned Spider-Man
Oh.
into a cop,
Right.
and he
right.
went on this whole really really
I've seen a bunch
Yeah.
of those takes showing up
Oh,
lately,
no.
and I just feel like it's not necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, in similar news, did you guys hear that Gawker's coming back?
No.
I thought you said
Decent
Docker
sand
for a
shot
second. I
there.
got pretty
Looks like
excited.
Oh, that
Here,
too.
nothing
Yeah,
too
that's
scary.
coming
Aren't
back.
those like the stain-resistant jeans?
There's a nice
Yep.
putt.
Well, they're like more
Corduroys?
like the casual like tan like pants or
Mm.
whatever.
The real tough jeans.
What is that gonna mean exactly if Gawker's coming back?
I don't know.
Just
Some
another
rich dude
website
bought
for
it.
me to never visit, the same way I
Yeah.
never visited it when it was alive.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of the subsidiaries got out from under them, so if it comes back, they just exist without them?
I don't know.
Oh, my Jalopnik subscription.
Kotaku's still kicking, right? Like that still
Yeah.
exists.
And Deadspin is one of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Here's the
And,
thing, and like
And
Gizmodo.
that'll keep you at one
That-
under for the round.
Yeah.
Spider-Man review from Deadspin, the way it's been described, it comes across as a bad take.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's highly
It's a little
stupid.
spicy. It's a hot
But
take,
like
yeah.
simultaneously,
Okay, and we find ourselves now.
sounds
on
good to
12th
me.
hole. Let's see what you
Like
can
there
do.
are websites out there that, you know, I read their reviews, and when they say things, I'm like, well, I just disagree with your values. So like,
Yeah.
the fact that you gave it a 6 doesn't enter into my
that
worldview
t-shirt.
at all. I don't work at Insomniac. What do I care about your Metacritic score?
Looks
Like,
about
I support your
205
right
yards,
to say it. Maybe there's people out there that they consider that a valid perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just more the fact like even in the review he said he's only played a few hours. And if
Yeah.
he had played more, it entirely
On the green,
even what he had
lot of
played
work to do now.
contradicts
All right,
what he
14
said
feet
because
to
it's
the
like
hole.
you're not actually helping the cops. Like it's not a spoiler, but you're helping a person who happens to be a cop, but she's
Okay,
like
this one's
on
for
the
par.
side, so you're actually not. You're
Mhm.
trying not to get.
I get what you're
uncovered by
saying.
the
She's a
cops.
lady
They're
cop,
in
so it's
there.
not as bad.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason that it matters is if the writing comes across as legitimately disingenuous, it could poison the well. And I don't know if that's the case or not.
No, it's-
This is
it's
gonna
pretty
come
well written.
across probably as like, I don't mean this as a reaction to what you just said, Nick, but I'm also like, oh no,
Let me guess, you don't care.
no, well, it's more like the website that is known for sports gossip will no longer be taken seriously as a video game criticism outlet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No, I mean,
exactly.
more in the larger scope, it could poison the well of, to a larger degree, more journalism that people are already incredibly skeptical of and don't find very credible. It furthers that narrative of, like, why do we listen to these people? Which I find tiring. I mean, there's always
Yeah.
going to be bad
all right,
takes.
yeah.
Why do we have to let that poison everything because
It's
somebody
a-
has a shitty opinion?
It's a hot take world, man. That's what we live in now. It's all about the hot takes.
You're telling
Yeah, I
me,
guess I
man.
needed to
you should
explain
see-
that better.
Yeah, like sports journalism is the worst with it, where it's just like, oh, looks like Tom Brady had a bad
Yeah,
day.
that'll keep
Is
you at
he
1
done
under.
forever?
I mean, he is
Yeah.
old.
He is pretty old. Yeah, that's not wrong.
It's also a bitch.
Yeah, also true.
Yeah, he kisses his son on the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off
That's
a
pretty weird.
par on the last
For a
one. Let's
long
see what
time,
happens here.
mainly, is the weird part. Aaron Rodgers, though. The Jets, though. Football fans.
100%
That's all
win
I'm
rate.
saying. 100, dude. Sam Darnold. He's never lost against an NFL team.
Prove it.
So,
Congrats, Rob. I heard your team freaking crushed the
T-shot's
other
looking
day.
good.
Yeah,
Destroyed.
moreover, they crushed Dan's team.
they did actually.
So it's I don't care about football, but I love the metagame of do the Detroit Lions still disappoint Dan?
dude. It was so good, dude, because he was talking shit before the
Oh,
game started
man.
on Twitter.
Nice.
And it was he put out a video at one point, just oh man, it was.
What was the last thing he said when it was all over?
I mean, I didn't want to rub salt in the wounds.
Well, I just
I'm
want to
not-
know what Dan thought.
I think he was pretty disappointed by the
Yeah.
Lions' performance. We destroyed them in many ways.
You got to
There's
make
more
it
than
over
one
the
way?
fold here. Got to make it over the fold.
I went over.
Let's go.
There's technically 3 ways
Sweet.
in NFL
Okay,
football
here's your putt for birdie.
to destroy people. Yes.
Mentally, physically, and what's the third one? Sexually?
Nah, there's just
Yes,
3
yes,
sides
yes.
to the ball: special
Oh.
teams, defense, and offense.
Oh, I thought you meant like physically, mentally, and then like years down the road when the when the cumulative
destroyed
load of
their
the brain
lineage.
yeah,
injuries.
emotionally. Yeah, right. Okay.
Mouth good
Yeah,
approach.
you can do that too.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
mean,
get up the hill. I did get up.
First the Lions lose, and then TMZ starts attacking Dan.
I
What
saw-
next?
Dude, it's
Did
I
that
love
happen? What
following the
Yeah.
saga of Dan being like TMZ texted me on my home number yesterday,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
seeing today where they like fake newsed his headline and were like, Dan Giesling says Julie Chen is replaceable or something like that, and you're like,
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
think that's exactly what he said. Yeah.
well, I thought the implicit thing in our conversation on Tuesday, I'm not gonna tell Dan how to handle the media. Like, he's the maestro,
Nice
right?
solid birdie on
But
that
why
last
are you
hole.
responding
Got
to
another birdie in
TMZ's
the works
messages?
here.
He wants to
Gotta
appear
get his
accessible.
YouTube channel out there.
I mean,
I
they're
mean, I
not.
don't-
They're not
That's
the
looking nice off
cops.
the tee.
I'm not
They're-
gonna speculate necessarily
about
on
220
Dan's
yards out.
personal life or decisions,
Yeah.
but,
But-
I would wager, not necessarily Dan. I don't know. I honestly just straight up don't even know. But I would wager in many cases people talk to TMZ because they probably pay for interviews. If I had to guess,
Yeah,
Well, you
you
don't
might
have
be
to
right.
guess.
I don't know. Maybe they give him like a couple $100.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
If-
Why the hell?
If they didn't, though, I'm like, you can't respect TMZ to like do the interview in good faith. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're like TMZ took me out of context. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the show?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what you
We
can
ambushed
do.
Whitney Houston after she died. He said some hurtful things to our reporter. I don't know what he's so bent out of shape. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like the worst form of entertainment.
Well, maybe everybody
Yes.
feels they're going to be the one that gets the
Nice
proper
punch there,
interview.
though.
TMZ's going to
Yeah,
take
the
him
T-
Yeah, right,
I'm gonna
yeah.
be the one who Frost Nixon's TMZ.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the system on trial.
I did prove you wrong, John. You're fucking right.
Oh my lord!
That was a lot of heat on that one.
Yeah, I went for it. Shouldn't have gone for it, probably.
Is Frost Nixon a good movie, dude?
Oh, it's fantastic. You got to
Yeah,
see that
It's
one.
amazing.
I think it didn't it win an Oscar?
Oh,
I don't
for
know what
best,
Oscar it won.
Best
Yeah.
portrayal of an American president.
Oscars don't mean anything these days. Directors and actors want a Malfi.
Ooh.
Here's
Look,
the.
I'm not.
I'll give
Yeah,
it
go.
the highest possible praise. I watched it when it came out, and then like 3 years ago, I was on a long flight,
under for
and
the
it was
round.
on the airplane. Despite having already seen it and having other options, I said,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I'll watch Frost Nixon again," and I was
Yeah.
entranced from start to
15th hole
finish.
coming
Yeah,
up.
it's really good.
Dude, not taking it political, but all things I'll say is that someday the shit that we are experiencing right now is gonna make an
Oh, tee
excellent
shots looking
movie.
good
No
here.
It's
matter
going to make
what
about
happens.
50 movies is what's going to happen.
It's gonna.
Yeah, but
no
they're
matter
probably
what
gonna be
happens,
like
it's gonna
directed
be
by
awesome.
Oliver Stone. So
that's a possibility.
you know, I think this is a sender, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, direct.
Oh.
Well, that'd be fucked up. What if it's directed by like Denny Villeneuve? What happens? What happens in like the next 10 years?
Yeah. Oh
All right, nice
man.
little
Did I
2-foot
imagine this, or I think I read somewhere that Ubol
putt in
is
there for
making
par.
an angry movie
Like the angry video
movie?
game nerd
about
movie?
about that he's like feels like he was maligned.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that does
Is
seem
that,
like something.
is that
he
a
would
real
do.
thing, or did I dream that?
I don't know.
Remember that time
I also don't know how to
he-
say his name. I know.
Uva.
Is
Uva.
it Uva?
Yeah. Remember that
I
time
always said Uwe.
he
I
invited?
always said ooh.
Remember that time he invited 4 of his critics to box him and told them that it was going to be a fun sort of like celebrity boxing thing, and then when they got in the
Yeah.
ring, he kicked the shit out of them and revealed that he'd been training for like 12 years.
that's I did not know that. That sounds hilarious.
It is pretty funny. Oh my
Okay, somebody
god!
said it's
Let's
a
go.
documentary
So
and
that's
it's real.
gonna
Okay,
keep you
good.
at 2 under for the round.
The critics
I
put out a
thought-
hit on Uva.
Right? Yeah.
No, I agree, it's fucked
Par
up.
on the last
One of the
one.
kids was like
Let's see what
18 or
happens here.
something.
He just beat the shit out of an 18.
Yeah, and he had like a blog and was like, I don't like Postal, and then
So far,
I don't
so
think that I think it was
good for
Blood
this
Rain,
one.
but like I don't like Blood Rain, and Uva Boll was like, hey, do you wanna you know, get in a boxing match with me. It'll be fun. It'll be good press for all of us. Well, Mom, a Hollywood director, a Munich director wants to box me for publicity, and then he just got the shit kicked out of him. I mean, it's only one round, but still. Like,
Yo, he should box like Jake Paul or something.
Right?
I think
Wasn't there some kind of new
Ball's probably
controversy
60
with
now.
him or something?
With
Yeah,
Jake
he's a
Paul?
dipshit.
Yeah, I don't even like. I
Yeah, there was.
barely. Heard.
Guy's always got something.
Yeah.
Looks like
Five guys, one whole challenge.
Jonathan Blow beat the shit out of Peter Molyneux.
Dude, indie game boxing would be so good.
I would absolutely watch
you
that.
proved me wrong. Sweet.
They go Jonathan Blow for Blow.
Who do you think would win an indie game battle royale?
Honestly, Edmund. Yeah, I think he would win.
Well, you could.
He's got the heart to last.
He's got a physics advantage, I think.
He seems the least frail.
Those ones will drop.
That's true. He is not frail.
Yeah.
No, I think Jonathan Blow actually does martial arts, though, doesn't
He's
he?
kind of jacked.
Is he really?
Right.
I mean, I feel weird saying it because, you know, like, he's an artist. Dude, he's got a good body, though. Like, his games are cool, but, like, he's cut.
Okay, now I want to make a bracketed Fight Club with all the indie developers I can think of.
Wasn't someone doing that with us
With
on
us.
the LSS?
Yeah.
I lost in the
Yeah.
first round, of
I
course.
kicked Hafu's ass.
Did I'll tell you what. I had a really bad first round matchup. I was up against Invicta. Did I lose that? I assume I
You
did.
must have. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
have.
had to, right? Like he was a bouncer at one point.
Yeah.
He would absolutely kick my ass.
I think I won round one, but I looked at my bracket and I was like, man, no chance.
Yeah.
Steger versus Mike Bithell.
I just-
Phil Fish.
I've
mean,
never
he
actually
gets-
seen
Under
Steger.
for
Like
the
I don't know what
round.
he looks like.
Probably got a massive dong that he just covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right,
obvious. Obviously, he's got that.
I'll tell you what. If I encountered
Well, that
Invicta
green
in the
well
finals, though,
below
I'd
us,
kick all the rest of your
you might
asses,
wanna
though.
check your club here.
What?
No, so
What?
I'm up against Bear, and
Oh,
I actually
rip.
skinned a bear the other day, and I turned his head into a helmet and his paws into gloves. So I'm confident I can take
this
Bear
one's going
down.
for
Very
I think you
dramatic.
could do it, yeah. Bear would be a sleeper pick for me. He would definitely.
I
Put
don't
you in
think
a
he's
sleeper.
All right,
Yeah.
solid approach shot.
There you- okay,
Two
yeah.
back from here.
You guys just went up points in my internal rating scale of who would win in a fight. There you go.
Great pod in there for Purr.
Enjoy.
Do you want to know how I beat Hafu?
How'd you
No.
do that?
I boiled water.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's a
Yo,
good
why
call.
It
didn't
doesn't
you-
make any sense at all. Yeah.
Did you burn
And then
it?
I threw it at her.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
very
awful.
rude. So wait,
It's
is
like
the,
a war
is the
crime.
is the idea that like she was very confused by your actions because she didn't know what that looked like?
Yeah, she was
And
like,
No,
I-
this
how
is
did
a
you
fight
get the
to the
water
death.
this hot? Like,
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, you know, you die if you lose. So
This was a death match.
that's true.
Right,
Well, but I
right,
thought it
yeah.
was like in a room and they couldn't use a weapon. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all. I get.
If we were all fighting to the death, I'd put some pretty good odds on me because I'd be willing to do some awful things to you people.
see,
All right,
I knew
well.
that.
Look,
Why?
someone's got a gun to my head. Is all I'm saying. You know. If I
Oh, is this
gotta-
like a jigsaw thing?
If I gotta peel out your eyeballs and
Jesus
eat them
Christ, Rob.
to
Why would that even be necessary to kill us?
I don't know, but maybe it will, and I'm willing to do it. Is all
Can
I'm
you
saying.
can you not peel my eyeballs out if you gotta kill me, please?
I'll consume you all if I need to.
Why? Can you just shoot
Rob,
me in
I'm
the
just
head if you
gonna-
gotta do that?
I'm gonna run you over while you're on
Three
your
under
bike.
for the round.
Then never buy you a new one.
I'll I'll eat the car.
Yeah, you seem like you'd be in a good place.
Yeah, I think I'm healthy enough. Obviously, I'm a
Asshole,
strong
let's see another one.
young man in good form.
So yeah, to beat anybody here
This one
on
looks pretty
stamina,
safe.
you need to be able to run for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
That's a little
That's-
insulting.
Looks like
that's not gonna
Okay,
happen.
not
Josh
you.
was in the
60 yards
military.
or so
Probably
out
not
from the-
Mouth either. Probably just me. And
Probably, dude. 30 seconds is not a long time.
I
Yeah,
know
you
it's
think
not. It
30
was a joke.
seconds, yeah. I don't know as far as like actual time limits on how long I
Ooh,
could
looks
run.
like you're
I
gonna
don't
be
know,
putting.
man.
In a life or death situation, you could
Yeah.
run for 30 seconds.
Oh, I can run for 30 seconds. Yes, yeah, that's. I have run for 30 seconds.
Mouth.
recently.
You can't stop.
Why does when I get angry, why does it have to be called nerd rage?
Because you have glasses.
Yeah.
I can take my glasses off and still mostly see.
It's too late. We already know you got glasses.
He's
Why are you
right.
taking your glasses
You got
off, nerd?
It's for far vision. It's not for close vision. I could do fine without it.
That's why I'll get a
Let's see what you can
high-powered
do with his
rifle,
8-footer.
Oh,
or like a bow and arrow or something.
I think I could out-snipe you, Rob.
Yeah, you're probably right.
4 eyes.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah, he'd be able to see you so well with his glasses and everything.
Yeah. Oh man. Actually, what happens if you need glasses, but you need to look through a scope? You just take the glasses off, huh? All right. Is that what happens, or you keep the glasses on?
I think you keep them on.
Keep them on.
Keep
Yeah.
them
Keep
on,
them
yeah.
really. But like the scope's already magnifying things, right?
What if you're
Yeah,
farsighted?
but that's not what glasses do.
You know what? Fair point.
Think,
You're
think
right.
of the glasses as a neutral 0 point for your vision, and then you go from there.
It's not like I can see things 100 yards away as if they're close up.
Trying something a little more difficult.
Is that not what glasses
Well-
do?
Alright,
Because I
hanging out
thought
today.
maybe-
We'll see you next
I mean, that would be fucking awesome if your glasses did that, though.
Well, but I think
They could, but
Yeah.
well, this is a real question. If you were like you're in the military and you wanted to be like a marksman, if you had bad vision, even if you wore glasses, I assume that would kind of like make your life harder, right? It might make it
might
impossible.
just make you not. Yeah, I don't think
I
you might.
think you're inadmissible if you don't have 20/20 vision.
That seems right. Like when I was like 6, I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "Yeah, his eyes kind of suck, but nah, he doesn't need glasses because he was an idiot. But you know, just don't plan on being a fighter pilot or something like that."
Am I right or wrong on that? Because I thought I was reading up on, well, I knew I was reading up on military qualifications once. I thought it was 20/20 for that. Has to be correctable.
Possibly,
Sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
Can't be a pilot without 2020. Huh? Okay.
That seems fair.
Okay, so it has to be correctable. Means you
Well,
can.
there-
have glasses.
I mean, I don't know if this movie is in any way accurate, but in Little Miss Sunshine,
Yep.
the one character wanted to be a pilot, but he couldn't because he's colorblind.
It's quite a scene actually
Yeah.
when he finds out, because that was his dream. He was thinking about
Spoilers.
that his whole
It's a
life.
good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
It's a good movie, yeah. Sufjan Stevens.
We're
is
doing
in it.
another 9 or
Yeah, we're doing another. Dude, I think we can do 18 as long as we hit fast.
Do it. Let's go.
And you know what? I'll even get it's the easiest course in the game, I think.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna make it so we only use the shortest tees, and we'll just see how we can do here.
okay.
All right. I believe. For some reason, I was hitting it like 100% on that last track.
Oh,
and,
we were
like,
on gold tees,
oh.
Tiger Woods tees.
I see.
I did the gold once. It wasn't good for me.
Good joints.
You know, what'd be
good
sick
joints.
is if your phone had like a super high powered lens in it, and then you could send the image from your phone into your glasses,
Into your eyeballs.
They-
so you could
they have-
see really far from that.
they have kits you can buy for like fairly
Glasses
cheap.
projection?
No, like clips
No, to
onto the
augment
back
your
of your phone, and it's like a lens on a camera, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
But that's not really the part that's the cool part. It's really the sending it to your glasses bit.
Or sending it to your contacts. Huh?
That's like 10 more years away.
Huh? Right? And then you just attach a wire into your eyeball.
Ready up.
That'll be the
That's your
future,
phone.
though, right? Ready?
Yeah,
now?
probably.
So I was thinking earlier, you know how we call them like cough drops?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the porn industry, they should call them cock drops.
Okay.
Sounds like a wrestling move.
So the implication being that they have dick breath.
Oh, they get a sore dick and they need to.
You get
soothe
a
their dick.
you get a little squirt of something.
Right.
Else.
Right. Yeah.
I know what you get for it.
And welcome to you. My name is John.
Do you get a little
Today
squirt
we
of something
find
else?
ourselves
In
at
the
Wednesday
porn industry.
Golf
Yeah, but like
It's not like you get
when
a
you
squirt
have
of
a cough
something that
drop.
you're aware of.
Wednesday
Yeah.
fair today.
That's the fluffer's job to give you the squirt. This is the easiest.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. This green looks like a. I mean, it is a par
Yeah.
4, so we're gonna hit it in 1. But still,
I mean, I hit sand. So.
I got pretty damn close, actually. That's not bad.
Nice looking shot.
dude, sand is okay. It's flopper beach.
Mm.
Correction.
It's
you
the
ended up in
reverse
beach.
cowgirl is the one that snaps all the dicks. You gotta watch that
Yeah,
one.
you can't do the reverse cowgirl.
It's not worth the risk, really.
Oh
It's
crap.
really not.
I mean, the view's great, but like you could do other stuff and get that view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like give a massage or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
or like a
there's lots of
69.
things.
Shot there.
You just don't want to get your dick.
Oh,
out.
that's not the same view.
It's a magnified version of that view. I like that view.
You just get a view of the butthole and the ceiling. You know.
And there's your birdie.
Oh, you don't do it on top?
Don't say it like it's so bad, Rob.
Have you? Okay, maybe this is TMI. Have you guys ever done a 69 where you were the one on top? Because I feel like that would be just awful.
So
course.
no, but also I'm not touching that.
Okay, fair enough.
Why is this even a question? Of course.
You've been on top during a 69?
Everyone's been on top. Everybody's been on bottom. It's not a big
I've
deal.
never-
Well, that
I've
just
never been on top
seems
of 69.
the man on top in a 69 seems violent.
And
It's
Exactly.
It's
I
like
wasn't
she's
even-
trapped and
Even
cannot get
when
away.
I was okay, look, I'm a heavy man.
Trapped
now.
under a
Even when I was
stalactite.
skinny, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
No.
I'm like putting the whole weight of my hips into her mouth.
No, you're not. You're not required to fuck their face, Rob.
Well, they don't have any room to move their head.
Yeah.
They make room.
What? How soft is your mattress?
It's soft enough they make room.
Just the kinematics of it don't make sense
Yes,
to
they
me.
do.
Yeah. Well, now I'm
Said
very
by
glad I
the
brought
one
it
who's
up,
never
to be
done
honest.
it.
Well, it is valid.
Watch this. I'm gonna get the cart path bounce.
Dude,
Nice.
you would
I'd
never.
say it looks like around 140.
Not possible.
Sorry for the
Members
TMI.
bounce.
I just had to
I
stand up for it.
It's important, you know.
34
I have-
feet up.
Key values that I need to stand for, and that's
Right,
one.
of course, yeah.
I mean, lie down for. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my word. Oh my word, I got it in 2!
What?
Holy shit! Really?
What?
How'd you do that?
It was just the greatest shot of my
That's
life.
actually amazing. Can you save a
it's very
replay?
impressive,
Dude,
yeah.
where's my replay?
Well, I guess you've got a Twitch channel, so I
yeah,
guess
but
that's a
I
replay.
sped it up, so it's less
Oh, no!
cinematic. Oh my god.
Slow down the footage in Vegas.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
About time.
Oh, that's gonna be a
I
long
freaking missed the
putt.
putt, even though I was like 7 feet away. You got it in 2. No!
Oh no.
Ah! I was right there.
If you want like my galaxy brain nihilistic take for why I'm not excited about getting those plays, it's like I just assume, you know, a broken watch. Oh my word. A broken watch is right twice a day, you know? So I'm like, eventually if you hit enough chips, you're gonna get some amazing shots like
3
that.
under for the round.
Right.
Oh my
No girl would put up with a missionary-only kind of guy.
What
Nice
about
eagle
the wife
on
of a
that
missionary?
last hole.
Never say
Should be,
no,
yeah.
no girl or like general statements are always wrong.
Why you call them girls too?
This is what they wrote in the chat.
No, not you. I mean, like, why is
Looks
that
like,
person
you'll
calling
be
them
fine.
girls?
What's that about? Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Okay, well, you ended
Oh,
up in the sand.
God.
Sorry to get your hopes
Corey,
up.
But
are
all
you-
I'm saying.
I think Corey's asking a real question. Why is a
Wait.
broken watch right twice a day?
Well,
I
if
want you to
it's-
just think about it for about 20 seconds, and then if you don't have an answer, we'll talk about it.
But what
Well,
if,
if it's a digital
army
clock.
time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Time,
true.
yeah.
It is never 0000
Well,
or
at least you are
8888.
on the green.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can
Or
save
if
power
it's
on this
permanently
putt.
like 1 second fast, I guess it's never right. But
We haven't established how the clock was broken. What if it shattered
Solid
into a
stroke on
million
that
pieces?
one,
Then
buddy.
it's never right.
yeah,
You know?
thrown into an oven or something like
Right,
that. Like,
exactly,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point. We wouldn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You're right.
I
It
wanna-
can be 0000. My mistake.
When it comes to time, are we ever really right?
Ooh.
Okay, so that'll
I mean,
keep
because
you
by the time you
3
look
under
at
for
it,
the
you know,
round.
it takes 8 seconds for the light from the watch face to reach your eyes. So
Right.
The day
I-
ends on 23:59:99, right?
yes,
Okay,
I would say that is the
5
last
years.
moment of a day.
End of the Mayan calendar, yeah.
And so there's never a 24:00. It goes right to 00.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say.
I never use 24-hour time.
Yeah,
But then again, that's a stupid thing to say because it's the same with the other one.
You know what? We don't use it here, but I think a 24-hour clock is
Tee
better.
shot's looking decent.
So, okay,
Yeah.
here's what I'll say. I agree. I think it is overall better. But the thing is, whenever I've heard
All right, that
people
green's pretty
use
elevated up there.
24-hour
You wanna
time,
keep that in mind
they
when
tend to
making your club
use
selection?
12-hour time interchangeably, which I feel like this is the point.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's just
Yeah.
because there's a lot of Americans. So in the rest of the world,
Yeah.
we sanitize our inputs and make them American in order
mean,
to accommodate all of
This
you.
could be dirty.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
that's part of it, but I'm just saying I've heard Jess say half 12, half 12 is literally the worst one that I could possibly use. But it's
Tell you what, that was some,
half
great
2
golf
or
I just saw on this
something.
hole.
But
putt
also say
for
it's
eagle.
22 hours, and I don't think she's doing it to make me feel better.
Oh my
Aw,
goodness,
I'm
that was
bad.
Half 12 is 11:30 or 12:30. I still forget.
3 feet to the
12:30.
hole here.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's weird. I think half
Yeah, it
12
is
should
weird,
be
yeah.
6.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, they
Oh,
just
chat.
remove the past part.
Chat, do any of you have a screenshot of that Russian riddle that we solved last night? Because I want to see if Ryan can do it.
Russian
no.
riddle.
I watched
Yeah,
you do
we're-
some of them where it was like on protein day, half of the nut butter gets cold, and like I was like, man, this is not my
That was
kind
the
of game.
stupidest shit.
Sitting
Oh my
at
god, it was hilariously
I-
stupid.
Real talk, I thought that the developers made the game Broken English as a joke, and maybe they did.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of a cool game mechanic. It's just like you have word puzzles, but the puzzles are badly written, so there's like an extra step of interpretation. And then you started solving them by switching to Russian.
Cyrillic.
Yeah, and Russian people in chat would answer the riddle in like 2 seconds, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're not pretending.
Not pretending.
Oh, dude, I'm 3-wooding this. It's going all the way.
Doubt it.
I'm with
brave.
you.
Looks pretty safe.
In this family, we drive.
Yeah, I'm 3-wooding as well.
Oh, dude, recommended.
Look at
You know
this
what?
drive in the
I hit the
green
sand, but that's
and,
fine.
Got a
I'm
putt
right
for eagle
there.
coming up.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all right.
Flopper Beach is not that bad.
Yeah. Sand ain't bad.
I came around on it.
Great putt, dropping it in for eagle.
Oh!
Oh my god.
That's a doable putt right there.
Was that stroke 1?
Ooh, dirty.
No, that was
Oh,
was
okay.
2. Sadly.
Still. Dude, I love easiest course, simplest tees.
Yep. I'm all in. Got a birdie.
Eagle.
And John just said it was
That's under for the
awesome, so I
round.
feel very good, honestly.
It's his favorite bird of prey.
Oh, Ryan, you cock.
John seems to
Par 4
me
here. Let's have a nice.
he seems to
clean
me
drive.
like a compassionate lover, and that's important to me, my golf commentators.
You think
Dude.
he's compassionate? I don't know.
I'd say so, yeah.
That tongue is compassionate, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's
Um,
true.
Yeah.
This is a real question, and as always, I'm not afraid to put myself in a position of ignorance. It might
Yep.
even appear to be bigoted, but I don't mean it
Okay.
in this way. We talked
I'm
about the
liking where this is going,
the
yeah.
69, orientation.
Go.
If
Putt
two
for
dudes
eagle
are
here now on this
69ing,
par
do
4.
they go one on top, one on the bottom, or do they like lay on their side?
You could do
They
either
probably
one.
do both, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think.
All of them.
Why would you be discluded? You think the stalactite is too long?
Well, I was honestly just waiting to see if anybody had insight that could answer the question.
Okay.
I'd never thought
hear
about
me
it in my
out.
life before.
Maybe this sounds bigoted, but has anyone ever considered doing that, but also
Oh, that was
rolling
going
down a hill?
Rolling down a hill.
Right? Because that would be that would
As
be
soon
a
as
lot
you
of
started talking, that's what went into my mind.
Tapping in
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
Wanna break your
30,
dick
not
off?
too shabby.
Yeah, you'd crunch that dick like
Mm.
into nothing.
Yeah, that's probably true. Probably got to wear like a
It's a
mouth
terrible
guard
idea.
or something. Yeah,
Do it
but it
inside
would
of a
be
tire.
hilarious, though. You know?
You know those giant tires that people go in and then they do it in there.
Oh,
That was a great
yes,
putt.
let's go.
Nice putt. Nice putt.
Thank you. 30 feet. 30 feet. Yeah. No, they probably do. But I mean,
I
you
mean, it
know,
makes
you don't
sense.
really have a choice, really, at that point.
I mean,
you
it's
know?
it's just stuff that I've never really considered.
Yeah. There's going to be a heavier human in this scenario, and they're going to be on top.
And
Or
I
heavy,
guess the other
anyway.
question that I had is kind of related to that is like, if two dudes are in a relationship, who takes out the garbage?
Mm. That's so
You have a schedule.
oh my god. That's so awful.
That's not awful.
7 under for the round.
I take out the garbage in my relationship, okay?
Yeah.
Nice solid birdie on
But,
that last hole. We got another birdie in
yeah.
the works here.
I don't know, man.
John said we got to clear our heads and breathe after
He's
that
right.
last
He's
one.
right. Sorry,
He's-
John.
Yeah, he's probably right.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, John.
John, why'd you put me in the woods? Oh, actually, never mind. You put me on the fairway. Thanks, John. See, I told you, he's a compassion lover.
Good stuff.
If two people
Okay, looking
69
at
while
180
skydiving, which one
yards
counts
or
as up
so.
top? I don't know, but what I will say...
What a strange question.
But what I will say is that I've seen naked people skydiving before. Not
Oh
flattering.
my god, your
Oh, of
balls
course,
must get
like,
stretched
yeah.
out so weird.
Oh yeah. There's just like a lady who's just becomes like a pancake person. She's just a stack of pancakes, and it's just there's you know.
Yeah, but
Alright,
who
this putt
like were
for
these
the
naked
birdie.
people like Rosie O'Donnell and John Goodman or like
No, these are like normally average attractiveness type
Oh.
of people.
Can we not use the normal word?
Tell NL we hold the trash bag between us as we do 69 windmills down the stairs. Duh.
Nice.
Look, I didn't want to assume that's what it was,
But a
but
3-footer there.
happy my assumption has turned out correct.
That'll work
There you
for
go.
par.
Oh man.
Are there any developers in chat that want to develop a better mini PUBG with me?
I thought you were going to ask them
What a
about
butt,
developing
dude.
a game, finding
Yeah,
the
that one, right.
optimal
Nicholas.
position for 69s. That was a
That
great
was an
putt.
incredible putt.
And
Thank
that'll
you.
keep you at
You're welcome.
7 under.
I have a lot of great ideas about how to make mini PUBG the best-selling mobile game.
Nick, real talk. I know you like Call of Duty
Okay, let's see
But
what
you
happens here
tend
on this par
to be
4.
lukewarm on battle
Let's
royales.
Go ahead and drop this
The
one into the fairway.
PUBG
and take it from there.
BR looks really good.
PUBG?
Call of
VR?
Duty.
So,
BR.
and by that I mean Call of Duty.
Yeah, if they send me a code, I'll play it.
It,
I'm not gonna go out of my way or anything though.
I want to play that actually.
It
looks
basically just looks like. I mean, it has Call of Duty gunplay, which you may like or hate, but
It's
Yeah,
like
like
all
it.
hit scan, right?
I actually
driving
don't know.
this
But what I
gun.
know is the time to kill is
Fantastic
about
work.
an
Putting
eighth
for
of a
eight.
second.
Right,
But,
right.
Like, it just looks like a competent developer made PUBG.
Made a VR
Well,
game.
I need to know though, is it the same engine as it's always been
Ooh, we're going right at the hole here.
for Call of Duty? Because there's
Probably, yeah.
persistently
Don't get too down on
been that issue
Missing the
where
eagle and
the
all
lag
that.
can
That's a
differ
birdie
from
putt
one
from
player
there.
to another to
I
the
think an
extent where
eagle
Well,
with
it's
one
only
stream
80
someone
players
walks around a
servers.
wall.
Just
The
in
other,
case it eagle,
yeah.
but I'm just saying.
Well, that would be exacerbated then because most Call of Duty death matches are like 10 people.
All you need to
Okay.
know is it's the first time I've seen people excited about a Call of Duty. People our age, anyway.
Oh, apparently for the BR they implemented bullet physics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
not,
actually
not
like-
just hit scan.
Sitting
projectile,
at
I guess,
8
then.
under
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
That's obviously not just for that mode though, right? Like surely.
I don't know, maybe.
Hole number
That'd
9.
that's pretty crazy if they did that for just one mode.
The public beta comes out on Friday, I think, or Saturday
Yeah.
maybe. So you don't even need to on PS4. I believe you need to pre-order the game to have access right now. But on PC, you can just like get in.
Really? Is
Starting
that,
on
is
Friday.
that through the Blizzard launcher? Actually?
Yeah, it's on BattleNet now.
Okay.
Activision.
I'll play that honestly. Like I unironically liked Call of Duty when I was a
looking
kid.
dialed.
Made some good games. There's some good
Same.
games there.
I got codes for Dying Light as well.
Oh,
nice.
dude,
Yeah.
I will 100%
Putting
play
from
that.
around 16
I'm a little
feet.
scared though
wanna
because
try
I
that.
have a 100% win rate and I'm kind of concerned about. Excuse me, Purple 4.
Jump the hole. I'm a dev. I'd make mini PUBG with you. Sick.
There you go.
This one has a
Boom.
chance.
DM me.
Nicely
Easy
done,
rares.
pulling off the birdie.
I'll
on
write up
this
some
one.
documents.
Oh, you fucking bitch, John. You son of a bitch.
Do you know how to do netcode though?
Great question.
I don't know.
'Cause that
That
is
game,
important.
the game that Rob linked today has netcode and it looked like it came out on a Tandy, so it can't be that
Which
hard.
one?
Solid round.
I don't want to say the name of it
the
because
board game
it's a
one,
little.
yeah.
What I just said was a little insulting, but
I thought it looked okay.
it looks It looks
And,
okay. Yes.
Hole number
Yeah.
10 coming up.
Well, I retweeted that tweet from Tyrone that shows him literally
Hmm.
clicking the enable multiplayer box
Yeah.
in Unity, which was just above the port to switch box in Unity.
Yeah. Tyrone knows how to
Sound
use
right.
serializable.
Mhm.
Serial
I don't know
Isaacable.
what that means.
Hey,
Right,
there
we're
you
about
go.
215 yards from the pin here.
But in fairness, now I know nothing about coding.
To be fair.
I've heard from devs that that use Unity that like it is like apparently the Proton plugin is pretty easy to use. So
Personally, I'm more of a Terran guy.
Tearing your butthole.
Oh,
Oh,
like
wow.
StarCraft rather than.
Photon, yeah, Photon.
Okay.
Nobody else thought Mal's joke was good.
There was a fishing minigame button, but there was also port to switch button. Look closely.
Yeah.
And there's your eagle. Great
Or-
job.
I thought that was great.
Yeah,
Very good,
because
yeah.
it could work in many ways. Like you just take a really big shit and you tore your butthole.
I never want to deal with that.
No, you're telling me, dude.
Yeah,
Getting my
absolutely
butthole
not.
torn open is among the worst injuries I think I could experience in my life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, among definitely.
I don't want my retina to detach. I don't want my insides to liquefy. I don't want my butthole breaking open.
I mostly just don't want to burn.
I'll take a little burn over the butthole.
I'm not down for the burning.
Way hard.
But if we're talking like third-degree burns over most of my body, yeah, I guess
Motherfucker.
go to town on my butthole at that point.
Yeah.
What?
Nick told us to go to town on his butthole.
Sure, yeah.
God,
I don't know.
I would think
Push
I
comes
would
to shove.
rather take the reverse cowgirl injury than the torn butthole.
I don't know, man. I think I'd rather tear my butthole and get it sewn open. Sewn shut, I guess.
What? You just keep it like that?
Just sew it
Well,
open.
I told you I didn't do well in that class, okay? The idea of having my penis break in half, it feels like, you know, when you're playing basketball and like the basketball lands on the tip of your finger and like
Oh yeah.
your finger
Yeah,
just
fingers,
has to
yeah.
stay straight and it's numb and it turns like purple. It feels
Oh,
like
that's
that,
the worst, yeah.
but your dick.
Well, dude, I've read stories about people who broke their dick. Sometimes it just doesn't ever come
Sitting
back.
at 11 under for the
That's
round.
it. You don't get boners no more.
But
Oh,
that
no.
seems like a ripoff, dude. Because like there was that Bobbitt case
And we are
where Lorena
feeling-
Bobbitt cut off her.
She
cut
bit it
off
right
her-
off.
I don't think she bit it off.
I remember reading it was scissors while he was sleeping.
Which, well, they waked him up. But like, they found his dick in like
Yeah.
the woods and sewed it on. Not only did it work, my dude worked in the adult film industry for a time after after this news came out. Because
Yeah.
I mean, just in case you thought we were living in the most bizarre era of media ever, I mean, there's at least one other era that's
I
in
like what
contention.
you've, done with this.
But
I'll
they
just kinda
they
dive
cut
right
his
in
dick
and,
off and then
there you go.
reattached it,
Sounds
and he
good.
worked well enough, I
Fuck
guess.
yeah, 24 feet. Let's
Was he in the industry because his dick was put back on
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
as the novelty of that?
I'm pretty sure people were like, I
What they
gotta
call
see
him,
what this is
Frankendick?
about.
Yeah, I guess he's.
Oh, yes.
Nicely
Literally,
done
right
with
as you
the
said that,
long
someone in chat said his porn name was Frankendick.
Oh my god. I was making a joke.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, since
Did
it
he
was
put bolts
already.
in it?
sitting at
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
end
say,
of the round.
since it was already off at that point, did he consider some like upgrades? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Par
bolts.
four here. Let's have
Yeah,
a
some
nice,
bolts,
clean
you know,
drive.
Put a
maybe
couple
like
of bolts in.
long metal rod through the middle. You know,
I do feel the need to point out
And-
that Frankendick was the doctor. The dick should be
No.
Frankendick's monster.
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what you do. You put a metal rod through the center like Rob said, but you put an electrical charge so if anyone ever tries to cut it off again, joke's on you,
Right.
motherfucker. You're getting zapped.
Yeah, that
That's
seems
like Batman.
seems surprisingly prudent, given what has happened already in this man's life.
You're
You
never
gotta
getting
be-
this dick off.
Just think about how mad do you have to be at a person to cut off their dick?
No, it's not about being mad. It's about being very ill.
Well,
Well,
yeah, I mean, yeah, but also
How mad do you have to be to like put a bullet in someone's head?
I would have to be way less mad to shoot somebody than to cut their dick off with a pair of scissors.
Yes.
I hope I never do either, unless it's
Are
my
we in a
dick.
Quentin Tarantino movie? Because that changes things a little.
Oh, nice little chip in for Birdie.
That's a fair point.
That was
Chat, you like chopping off dicks?
Can't get enough of it. Thanks, Rob.
How I feel about that.
I only feed my dog high grade cut off dick.
Well, you can feed.
Yeah.
Fill your dog up with dick.
Yeah. Oh God.
Just
Man, that's gonna be your great lines from the NLSS later. Is all I'm gonna say.
Ryan, I promise I won't cut your dick off.
dude, I appreciate that.
I can't
is
make
a
I
that
promise
promise.
I won't tear your butthole.
Thanks.
I
You're saying
won't
you're
eat
small.
any of your eyeballs unless you ask.
I always thought it was fucked up. Like, I mean, I only know the Lorena Bobbitt story secondhand because I was like -2 when it happened.
Yeah.
But it always seems like the media is like
sitting at
something,
14 under
Lorena
round.
Bobbitt, and everyone laughed, and I'm like, don't laugh. That lady cut a dude's dick off.
nice.
That's no laughing matter. Like,
yeah.
I get that the husband had wronged her. There's a system in place in order to deal with that. That's through the courts. You don't just go cut his dick off. You know, that's some like
Vigilante justice.
Oh,
exactly. It's
no,
like the code of Hammurabi or something.
Eye
so
for an
far.
eye, dick for a dick. You know. It's all part of it.
And I promise I won't cut any of your Achilles tendons.
Oh, dude,
And this pot
That
That would
was-
suck. Yeah.
I think I would still rather have my Achilles tendon cut than have my dick cut off. But it'd be close.
Absolutely, yeah. I would cut almost anything off of my body instead of my dick.
What about,
Whoa,
what
that
about
was
your
a good
tongue
one.
though?
Yeah, honestly,
yeah,
and just
I would.
Really?
do it while I'm at work so I get workers' comp.
Why do I watch this show? Says
Mhm.
2.5 scums.
Oh, unlucky.
The real answer is because hearing
And this
gross
one for
things is
par.
not actually gross unless you
Nice
choose to imagine it. And if you are so spiritually weak that hearing about unpleasant things makes you uncomfortable, maybe you should toughen the fuck up. How you feel about that?
Yeah,
This is
if
a
the
show.
shoe fits,
There's
shut
no
the fuck up
snowflakes
and walk
allowed
it
on
off.
this show, okay?
All right, hold on. I got a question here. On the injury scale, how would you rank if you were sitting on a chair with your legs propped up on a foot?
I don't want to know.
And-
No, it's too specific.
Yeah,
The more
stop there, stop there.
the more specific it gets, the worse it gets by far.
Okay, so that'll keep you at 14.
Well, all I'll
under.
say is it has nothing to do with genital mutilation. So there's that.
Nothing at all, huh?
No, it actually doesn't.
And now we find ourselves on
Dude, some of
hole
the injuries in like football are just like, why do
Oh,
I
yeah.
watch this? This is awful. How
can
did
stop
you
at any point.
survive? Yeah, but I'm gonna keep doing it though.
What is the shape of this?
Yeah, it's a dog leg.
Are we?
Ooh.
You're just skipping most of it, right?
I
Dude,
shot
I'm
it over
aiming
the water.
all the
Alright,
way
looking
to the
at
left.
150
You're going
Yeah.
the super green on the left side?
Yeah.
How dare you?
The evergreen.
Dude, I got nothing to lose at this point. I haven't been playing well.
You're -8.
That is pretty good.
And so it appears to be
Relative to
heading
where
for
I
the
think
rough.
I would be if I was playing like the last round.
Nice.
Mm.
All right, this next putt drops
was
and you'll
thinking
get your
putts.
eagle.
Dude, the
Mm.
greens are so easy on this one. It's a dream come true.
Is this a flop opportunity?
Sinking putts and getting nuts.
You're telling me, man.
Slightly
What?
disappointing.
It
All right, well,
missed?
you didn't miss that eagle by much. And if this drops, you'll get your birdie here. Tapping in for birdie. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Oh, you fucking bitch, John. You put that circle over the hole, but you didn't tell me it was gonna bounce. You didn't tell me that.
Bounce this.
Fly like an eagle.
Masturbation is too easy. It should be way harder to masturbate. Are you Ryan?
That's just a strange comment.
If anything, Ryan wants to make it more efficient.
Yeah,
That's not
probably
really true either.
But yeah,
That's
'cause
why
then
you buy a
can
milking
record
machine.
More Isaac, right?
I already record enough, Isaac.
I bet you he does it while he's recording chat.
You get the milking machine and you can play Isaac and get off all day.
Or
Yeah,
about
when you
this,
get good
just
enough
take
at that.
you just take a syringe and pull the semen out of your balls. You know, you're good.
Oh yeah.
Turn this thing off, I'm dry.
Oh man.
You just go right in the abdomen. You get to the seminal vesicles. You
Eagle.
Yeah, sitting at.
I don't want a
15
fucking
under for the
eagle.
round. Nice.
They seem dangerous.
Hmm.
Nick.
Yeah.
You got an eagle too. bud.
Well,
Hey, I had a
just
good putt
letting
there.
You know, it's a bit
Nice.
windy out there, so keep that in mind as you
Just
go
letting you
out
know
there.
it's a bit windy out there, so keep an eye on that. Thanks,
I'm
John.
not gonna.
We appreciate that, John.
Oh, I didn't hit it hard enough. Damn it.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
it
I
is
saw that
windy there.
26-footer from here to the cup.
Did you guys ever see? Oh man, did you guys ever see the basketball injury where that dude got his eyeball popped out on the court?
Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah, that fucking. It's on
I wish
video.
those putts would just
No.
float sometimes.
I don't want it to
All
be
right,
on
then.
video. I want it to
Seen
erase
that.
itself.
I wouldn't recommend you look it up.
Great cut
It's
in
not
there.
enjoyable. It's not an enjoyable experience.
My word. You know, the
That's
worst
way too hard.
the worst
Yeah.
kinds of injuries for me are like in basketball when they just jump and they
Oh
land.
yeah, they come down wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
they come down like 1 degree off of where they're supposed to be, and their shin just shoots straight up through their kneecap, and the bone gets exposed. And
Oh!
you know, maybe it's not good to be
15
tall.
under for the round.
Like there's a peak height.
Yeah.
Like if I was 6'2", I'd be like, this is pretty cool. But
Yeah.
Okay, let's
when
see
you're
what
like
happens here
7
on
foot,
this
you're like, oh,
par
I
four.
slipped on a piece of Lego and now
Let's
my
go ahead and
shin
drop this one into
exploded.
the fairway and take it from there.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
Or in mixed
Isles.
martial arts when they like kick
Oh.
somebody's shin, but they break their own, and then
they
have to, like,
Sweet. This
put their
one's
leg
looking
back
like
to
around
balance,
220
and
to
then
the
it
pin.
just kind of folds.
You're telling me, man. You're telling me.
All right, so this one actually isn't even a very gruesome injury.
No more. I'm done now.
there was.
No, I'm done for real. I'm done.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
out.
That's
I'm
what
tapping.
Everybody ends up here sometimes. Take this as a learning opportunity.
Sports are weird.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
What
say
happens
that.
in golf?
I have a real question for you.
All right,
Okay.
on the
Fight.
green,
Would
that is
you-
awesome stuff.
Knowing what you know about the risk of injury
Great
in
putt,
football,
and that is
would you
par.
let your child play football?
No.
Not at all?
Nope. Not a chance.
What
What
about,
about
putt?
hockey?
I've been
No,
thinking about it.
definitely
you know?
not.
I'm like,
What about chess?
would I let my kid play hockey? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm 100% no on that one.
I don't want him to do that thing where they talk hockey talk.
Okay, so that'll keep you.
The
Oh,
not
look
where
at
they
that
discuss
clapper.
the sports, the where they have the language that they talk to each other in.
Well, they
Oh, but
would.
that was
Here's the thing: Canadian hockey players sound like they're
Okay,
from Letterkenny.
par five.
American hockey players are like, "Father, pass the Bauer skates, please." Like,
Okay, I guess that's different then.
it's like it's for
in that one.
Canadians, and then also like the son of a Minnesotan like hog
Yeah,
empire
I
in
stand corrected.
the United
It's the deep
States.
stuff for you.
It's
and
the
then
deep stuff.
Brad Marchand just sounds like a rat.
Jesus. The no,
Or they're
I
crushing sandos and firing knuckle juice down. What I don't know what they say. They got a whole thing.
Nobody here talks like that. So, well,
I
nobody here that matters.
wow. The basketball, you can play as much basketball as you like.
Mm.
Football,
But then your
hell
kid has
to the
to
no.
be like, well, I guess if they're playing like high school basketball, who cares?
Yeah, if they're just having a good time.
But
Well,
like, they
Rob-
want to be in the NBA, they got to be like at least, I don't know, 6'7" to have a
Yeah.
chance at all.
exactly.
Okay, this one to save par
What if your kid is the kid that
and a nice putt.
gets dunked on like over by like Vince Carter, and then like his balls like rub all up their face? Would you let him play then?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Wow.
Wait, you mean in that
I
very
mean, unless it-
specific instance, you
I
wouldn't
mean-
take him out of basketball?
Was Vince Carter being malicious and trying to rub his balls in my son's face in this?
No, he didn't try to stop it.
Why not your daughter's face, Rob?
Oh, he said son. I'm going by the hypothetical.
So you're not okay with your daughters getting rubbed in Vince Carter's balls face?
I don't know. Are they both?
Daddy,
You
can I
know?
play in the NBA one day? Sorry, sweetheart. Vince Carter might rub his balls in your face.
So it's just not okay with you then.
Yeah, more or less.
He retired this year, right? But he
Yeah, sitting
played
at
until he was like
15 under for the
48.
round. Nice.
Really?
Still wearing the same headband.
That's insane.
Dude.
I remember Dan
When he-
pulled like card in NBA 2K, and it was like 42-year-old Vince Carter. He was like a 60 overall. I was like, oh man.
Jeez.
I mean, more power to you. Just to
Hey, he's getting
stay.
a check, you know.
Well, and just to stay in the league as an older dude is really impressive, for sure. But like,
Dude,
how the mighty have fallen to some extent.
there's that one hockey player who's super old.
Oh yeah,
Joe Thornton?
Jaromir.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, that's the one.
He did retire from the NHL last year, but he's
Oh,
still
did he
playing. He's still
like
playing
47
in the Czech
now or
league, I
something?
think.
Like the way
Yeah,
this
he's
is
old
going.
shit.
Oh.
Adam Vinatieri. You probably have heard that name. He's 45. He's still playing.
Don't patronize me. I know who Adam Vinatieri is.
You know, not everyone would know that. Chat, raise your hand if you know who Adam
You're out
Vinatieri
of the
is.
same-
I don't
Didn't he
know.
like he was the Patriots kicker, and then he beat the Colts, and then he went to the Colts and beat the Patriots or something? And
Oh yeah, like, he's actually now been on the Colts longer
Get
than
in
he was
there.
ever on the Patriots.
that's
In fact,
crazy.
he's been playing so long that I think there's only one stadium that's the same as when he entered
And
the
as we
league.
end our
Wow.
time here, 16
Yeah,
under
he's been
par
playing
for
so
you.
long, he tackled
Good job
Herschel
out there.
Walker. in
I don't know
his
what that
rookie
means.
year.
Is that the guy who
He's
invented the
Round, and
backpacks?
we will see you next
He's a Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah, but so is like LaDainian Tomlinson.
Correct, now he is, yes. As of like last year or something.
He's played 337 games. See, in my head, I have to run the numbers because, like, in the NHL, that wouldn't be that impressive.
Yeah, that'd be like 2 seasons, right?
That'd be like 4, but
Okay.
Did you hear? I can't remember his name. He plays in the NFL for the Jaguars, but he said he could crack the NHL,
yeah, he's.
Oh,
And this
and he's never skated.
that's
before.
what annoyed me is that the
I'm
dude,
gonna guess who it is. Yeah, but go on.
the dude was like, he said he could crack the NHL like a professional lineup within 6 months. I
Yeah.
don't doubt that if you were to do like an athleticism spectrum, he'd be up there, no question.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my dog, if you don't know how to skate,
Yeah.
you're gonna go
It's gonna be
from
a major
0
issue,
to
yeah.
NHL skating in 6 months. Come on.
Yeah. Well, that's that. I'm assuming this was Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. He's been his off season has been like, what can I shit talk today? You know,
Ah.
he's been doing.
Is
a
he
lot
the
of that.
guy? I know there's one. He's a cornerback, I think, because there's new rules for cornerbacks this year.
Cornerback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mouth.
Jalen is a corner. As
It
well.
might be him because someone.
I don't watch football. Like,
They-
I didn't know cornerback was a thing.
They they're the ones who eat all the
play in
corn.
the corner. That
They-
too. Yeah.
He was giving an interview, and they're like, "How do you feel about the new rules that make it so you can't give someone a brain injury?" And he's like, "Hate them." And they're like, "Oh, what are you gonna do about them?" And he was like, "Just gonna give them a brain injury, and you can find me." I was like, "Oh wow." You realize
Yeah.
this at the end of the day, this is a game.
Yeah, yeah. Some some guys have taken the new rules very very negatively.
I want that
Lots
guy
of people
PED tested because that seems he's got too much testosterone.
Dude, they're like former players have said like they're like half the dudes in the league are juicing.
Did someone say too much testosterone?
Hey, what's up, Bear?
That's me.
How you doing? Hey, Bear, how does it feel to know that the AFC East is going to be taken over by Sam Darnold soon? How's-
Darnold.
He's got like a real stupid name.
Hey, Darnold.
Dude, I
Name
did
of
want to
the year.
ask how you
Yeah.
feel, and I'm sure, and you're not even in the wrong to do this, but I'm sure you're
Yeah.
going to answer my question literally when I just mean it as a joke. But
Uh-huh.
why does the NFL have the worst stat of any sport in Earth's history? The quarterback rating.
The quarterback rating, yeah. Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's a really yeah.
It's like the
I-
quadratic equation.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
understand it
insane.
at all.
You shouldn't because it's like 4 lines long of just like ridiculous nonsense put together.
It's like an
All I know
advanced
is that
stat.
if you get like 157.9 or something, then you're a god.
Yeah.
It's 158.3 is the max.
Sorry, yeah, I was 0.4 off. My bad.
You would just be the greatest quarterback of all time if you averaged the
Well,
first
okay,
one.
so you know what's weird about quarterback rating is that there's there's a second quarterback rating. I don't know actually how the details of this work, but there's a second quarterback rating, still called quarterback rating, but they only use it in college, and it has a different maximum.
It's just bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It's like one of the earliest like sabermetrics kind of things that they tried to do years and years
It's like
ago.
Hallmark inventing a new holiday to give more people jobs. It's just trying to keep the statistical industry alive somehow on a lifeline by giving them some made-up rating that they all created.
Yeah, it seems silly. That said, okay, I guess we're going kind of deep into sports talk here, but
Yeah, I really still don't have much to add to this.
but
Deep sports.
I tweeted about it the other day, and there's a player who got a 0 rating, quarterback rating the other day, which I don't know how common that is because I've never seen it in my life.
It's not extremely common, actually. There's like over 7 billion people that have a 0.
That's true.
Fair point.
Yeah,
No, you're right. Yeah, it's way more common than the alternative.
Ryan's is negative.
Ryan sucks at football. I bet if you put Ryan on an NFL team and had him start, he would be so fucking bad.
Yeah, no, or he'd be really good because he blind the other team because the sunlight would bounce off his dome.
Dude, if they put you in an NFL game tomorrow at any position, it doesn't matter. How many plays do you think you'd make it before you literally die?
I could be a punter.
Yeah, well, let's exclude punting and kicking.
Okay.
Join the game.
Let's see. I'm gonna figure out a loophole here.
Join the game.
I would be a. Oh, we haven't. Yeah, my bad.
My thing's not capturing again for some reason.
Long
Dude.
snapper.
I was gonna say because someone brought it up. Long snapper is still pretty tough because you got to snap the ball real far.
You only got to block for one play though, and then you just get plowed over by the dude in front of you.
That dude would destroy you. You would
Well,
destroy.
all he has to do, his only job is to get to the guy kicking the ball. So he doesn't care about you. He's just gonna barrel over you, and then you're done. You did your
That might
job.
be worse, honestly.
It's not like he can just stand over you and pummel you.
I would just
Fucking
like
NFL blitz.
when he came at me, I would just get down on the ground really quick and trip
In a
him.
fetal position. Oh, yeah. That's called a chop block and is illegal.
That's
We don't have
illegal?
time, honestly. Like, it would take us too long to snap the ball. We wouldn't have time to look up before we begin round. Sorry, I hit the gong. I forgot.
I didn't hear it that time.
Oh, good.
Weird. It's a great code, by the way. I do want to point that out.
I don't remember the code.
If you're in the audience and you normally don't join, you should join today because the code is so blessed.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you should QQ. An ancient nerd.
This one that was, oh, I love those answers, man. The ones that are just right. It's just like a correct answer and you had it. I discovered a new dessert that I like today.
Let me
Bananas
guess what
Foster.
it is.
Sure.
He said bananas Foster.
No, that's too complex.
Tiramisu. No.
It's very simple. Let me keep you.
Apple
let me
crisp.
keep you
Um,
from
fruit.
guessing too wildly.
Could be fruit. Could
Yes.
be fruit.
No, it's not fruit. It's still gross. I like pretzel bites with caramel dip.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Dude,
got a great balance, man.
you ever go to an Auntie Annie's?
The pretzel stall in the mall.
Yeah, the ones that are like in the mall, right? Yeah. Mhm.
They're so good. Well, get the cinnamon sugar pretzel with the caramel sauce. It's delicious.
Yeah.
The worst material with which to make a snowman: football bits or sneeman.
All right, yeah, all right.
You can do the you can do the math yourself. Reverse engineer the recipe for sneeman.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Good answer.
I don't need a formula to solve that equation.
When's the last time you guys went to the mall?
Today.
Today?
Let's go.
What'd you go to the mall for?
I actually updated my Apple TV.
Really?
Yeah, so I had like the first gen, and then I just finally upgraded to 4K. Because the old one, I don't know, it does this weird thing where you'll be in the middle of a show and then it just resets. I think it's just old and busted.
I think it's because it's an Apple TV.
Yeah, that's probably it.
No, it's a solid product. That's
Apple
why
makes bad
I
products.
got another one.
$1 trillion company can't make a good product. Am I right?
Kate's MacBook's 4 years old. It still runs really well.
Planned obsolescence, am I right?
It was a little bit more expensive than a normal laptop at that point, but still. Worst halftime show? The Inside Out dancers or the Bad Dancers?
I like the Inside Out dancers a lot.
It won.
Yeah.
It's horrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that at all.
Oh, it's not like the Pixar movie. You mean like they're turned around?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is really wholesome. Mine's terrifying.
Yeah.
A sign you wouldn't want to see at a seafood restaurant. Discount fish, everything must go, or I see food, I eat it.
I would love to see that
I
at a
would-
seafood restaurant.
I would
definitely,
also love to see
I
that.
would eat there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I love about a seafood restaurant is that every one I've ever been to in my entire life has all sorts of nautical shit on the walls. It always has like a
it's a-
buoy and then like a
a
captain's
ship.
wheel and a picture of a boat and stuff like that.
Old ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just weird shit on the walls. I love it.
Yeah, what's that about?
Just find shit on the beach and glue it to the wall.
Like a couple of seashells and then like, you know, a lobster wearing sunglasses and stuff.
I don't know. What's the deal with that with restaurants where they feel like that every square inch of space has to be filled with something?
Well, you gotta have shit to look at while you're waiting for your food.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's keeping you from looking at your phone because that's rude.
Hey, look at that photo of Elvis. Wow, remember
That's
him?
interesting.
The worst part about being a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, all the smegma getting caught under their shell, or growing up.
Yeah.
I still think it's weird that they never talk about them when they used to be teenagers. They only talk about them since they became turtles. Like, do they even have names?
Well, they
That's
were
what I'm saying.
turtles.
That's the depressing part.
They were not
Yeah, they were-
teenagers that became turtles. They were turtles the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not like
No,
there's
they,
like
they fused with the turtles in the goo.
it's not like there's 4 families out there being like, "Where are my sons?"
That would be a really interesting plot twist.
Well,
for
that
that
is-
show.
Why did
That
we
is
all
what it
name
is.
them after Italian artists? In the
Have you
Renaissance
seen my
period?
son Michelangelo?
I know we live in New York City.
They didn't name them that. Those were their names after they became half turtle people.
Oh,
They
it's
took
the
on those
turtles that
names
give
for
them
the-
to the Italian Renaissance artists.
The heroing.
Yeah.
A mystery that Sherlock Holmes could never solve. The case of the big nerd or the case of the top member of the 69 while in free fall.
Oh, it was Splinter that gave them their artist names.
Dude, don't actually give us the wrong lore when you're correcting us now. Come on.
I'm gonna go watch some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lore videos later on tonight.
It was
Fall
3
asleep.
kids with attitude, or 4 kids with attitude. They walk and they would step into a puddle, and then they turn into turtle.
They were
Men.
turtles the whole time.
The turtle DNA was left in the puddle from a prior.
They were turtles the whole time.
So I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man lately.
Yeah.
And you would be surprised how often the topic comes up about that time that Peter gave Mary Jane cancer by coming in her.
That comes up in chat or in the game.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's a real thing that happened in the comic.
But it comes up in the game?
I'm gonna
No,
follow
it
up on
doesn't.
this in a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up with some good answers here. Hang on, I'm very confused.
Oh man. Oh.
So the spider radioactivity gave his cum radioactivity?
Hold on. I need to think of things.
Doesn't that mean Peter Parker is also dying?
It's a Dr. Manhattan situation.
Right.
Oh yeah, we're all dying. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Peter Parker just makes the most of it every day. It's weird that people look at his apartment because they're walking on the street, and then a man flies out of the window every day, and nobody thinks maybe that's where Spider-Man lives.
Yeah.
It's New
Well,
York.
there's a. There's a scene in Spider-Man 2, because I watched it recently, where Peter has to deliver pizzas, right? And he's
Wrong.
his bike gets destroyed, and he has to go over into an alleyway and change into the Spider-Man outfit. And he goes in the alley, and somebody sees Spider-Man come out, and he's like, "Oh shit! Spider-Man just stole that guy's pizza."
The best name for an obese rapper: Big Jiggles or Bulimia Buster?
Ooh.
All right.
Oh boy.
More votes for me, I guess.
That's a yikes for me.
I didn't like saying either of them.
What's wrong with Big Jiggles?
I don't know. It
Tell me-
just didn't feel right to say.
I'm just saying, if you guys want to call me Big Jiggles, you're more.
I think Big Jiggles is a lot more wholesome than the other one. I don't even want to say it, and I submitted it.
Lil Plump, so good.
That's
That is
real
pretty
good.
good, yeah.
The name of a cable network that no one watches: All of Them or Radioactive Cum?
Yeah.
So does Mary Jane have to go for treatment?
She dies.
She dies,
she
yeah.
dies.
Well, why?
okay.
Why? Well, who's Spider-Man gonna date then?
Aerith. Oh, wait, no, she's dead too.
What
You
a
can't keep doing this to
strange
Peter.
off the cuff bit.
Everyone who's died in a video game dates Peter Parker for a while.
The dog from Marley and Me.
And next,
Something you should never put on an open wound: mayonnaise or another open wound?
Yep. Both would be
Honestly, I think mayo might help
It has bonding properties.
moisturize a little bit. It'll
What would
help
coagulate after a
more?
while.
bad. Yeah.
Would it help more than another open wound? But I think another open wound would help like build resistances further, right?
Not if it's somebody else's open wound.
Ah,
Well,
true
it
that,
is.
yeah.
Here's the thing. One of mayo's primary ingredients is vinegar, so I
Is
feel like
open wounds.
yeah, that's the main thing.
But it would taste
Right
better.
there on the label, dude.
Peter Parker dated Luigi, who is now fucking dead.
Yep, that's true.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot he died.
Yeah.
An alternate name for the Mona Lisa: the Unimpressed Goober or Juana Smiley?
All right,
I like these.
I like both of these. Yeah, this is a difficult choice. You guys ever see Juana?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Man? All right, yeah. Just
That was a hell
very-
of a film, wasn't
It's a
it?
very
Yeah.
bad movie with an extremely bad message.
yeah.
Dude, like,
Very-
what's the point of that film?
It's bad on all levels, really. That one.
Is that one of the movies with the very worst message?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guy is in the NBA, gets kicked out, cheats to play in the WNBA, and also woos Vivica A. Fox, who for whatever reason at the end of the movie is like, yeah, you did a fucked up thing, but let's bang.
Yeah, she was in that. That's right.
She
Yeah.
was, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing you can tell the kids about the death of the family dog: bark or yeah, he was eviscerated by the shredder.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wowie.
But
Now
all
I
things
know why they
considered,
call you a fox.
If you had murder come, what would you do with it?
Hold on, what?
Radioactive cancer
would
come.
Put
Yeah.
it in your wrists and fire it at people?
Would you? Is that what you would do?
I mean,
Apparently that's what you're supposed
I have a
to do.
real
all the
question.
generation of
Okay,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was bit by a radioactive spider.
Right.
How much of a dose of radiation did it give Spider-Man that, you know, years later his cum is still radioactive?
Yeah.
I think cum stores radioactivity the most out of any liquid in the body.
That's probably true. Yeah, I don't know enough about semen to
It's
dispute
the
it.
most viscous,
Right?
yeah, that's for sure.
And why isn't he sick in that
It's
case?
phlegm for the balls.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my.
A great new invention that starts with automatic. I'm just asking, like, did Spider-Man get bit on the balls?
Doesn't
Good.
matter.
Did the
on
spider
his hand.
bite him on the balls? Ow!
What if Spider-Man was just really old? Right? Like, say Spider-Man happened to be like 70, right? And then he gets the spider powers and is like, well, this isn't fucking gonna do anything. Okay, so I can shoot walls, I'm not gonna climb and break my hip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alternate Spider-Man universe. That's the whole story.
I like it. Yeah.
I like
Uh,
depressing
4
Spider-Man
seconds.
alternatives.
3
Yeah.
seconds. 1 second.
I do like seeing fat guys in Spider-Man outfits, though, because it always gives me a good chuckle.
It makes
Dude,
him very
speaking of
durable
something
and spring.
Sort of similar to that. We've brought up this show before on this program, Ultimate Beastmaster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yo, don't you fucking scoff, you son of a bitch. It's a great show. It's a wholesome, entertaining program that brings countries together and allows them to compete with each other.
Part of my
And-
favorite television genre, adult obstacle courses.
A little bit judgmental there over there, Skipper, huh?
If you think that's judgmental, I think it's an objective description of what the television program entails.
You know what?
Okay.
Can I go the other direction? And can I say, you know what? We should make playgrounds that are just for adults.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanna go to a
100% with you on that.
That's pretty
Dude, those
cool.
exist in Vegas and they are awesome.
Really?
Yes.
See, that
They're
sounds
fantastic.
awesome.
Did mine win?
We'll find out in a moment. Tell you what, mine.
That's called the gym. You're all the fun has been sucked out of your bodies. Like a syringe was stuck into the back of you, and out came all the fun, just sucked out like a plunger.
I mean, they're just wrong in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
The
yeah.
gym, I mean, if your gym has like a climbing wall and a pool and stuff like that, that's one thing. But like, if your gym is like you go and you pick up heavy things and put them back down, that's not really like a playground.
Yeah, that's not how you played on the playground when you were a kid.
just rock up,
Hung out
rock
by
down.
the field of rocks, yeah, and just lifted the heaviest
Yeah,
ones.
and a gravel pile.
Bears answer 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Lucky.
Automatic ATM machine.
I came in last, even though Malf didn't even answer on the final one.
Hi, Hapu.
Hello.
I want an ultimate crossover of American Ninja or the whatever gladiator show there is now, plus BattleBots, where they have to like climb through death robots that are trying to kill them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And then you got like 2 or 3 dudes on remote controls, like activating the flamethrower and the hammer.
Look, hear me out. If they all consent to it, can we not just have a real live battle royale? I'd watch.
I would
Oh,
not
Russia's
watch.
doing that, aren't they?
Like Purge style? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, yeah, hey, there you go. Get some prisoners, you know? If somebody-
There you go.
Yeah,
Just get some prisoners.
Just get some prisoners, you know? Like, we're trying to roll out that system, right? Like, anybody who's ever smoked, like, one joint, just send them into the arena.
I'm glad that you say you would watch, because whenever this gets brought up, I feel like there's always somebody that's like, "Don't deny it. We would all watch it." And I'm like, dude, you got such a dire view of humanity. Like, I definitely would not watch the like fight to the death battle royale.
Yeah, it would
That
be.
sounds horrifying.
It would be terrible.
it's
Yeah, it would
bad.
be terrible in a lot of ways. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
You guys ever injected a marijuana?
So
Not till
often, dude.
October.
Like, I
It,
can't
like-
stop.
Gets stuck sometimes in your vein and you gotta push it through.
You gotta
Yeah.
force it in there, man. That's when
Well,
it's
what
the
you
best, though.
in that situation, you got to push it through to the other side and pull
Right.
it out, right? You know.
Oh, you pull it back out? I push
Oh,
it
yeah.
until I can't see it anymore.
Pull it back out, loop it around, and then squirt it right on through.
One place a finger shouldn't go: on the big red button or perpendicular to a basketball.
I like it. I like it.
Good callback.
Mhm.
Isn't that the
What
premise
about in
of
the
Death
shape of an
Race?
L?
It is the premise of Death Race, which
It's
was
the premise of like a lot of
lot of
movies that
things.
feature
yeah,
that
but
type
that
of
wasn't a
thing.
documentary.
What's your favorite basketball movie?
That's a great
Air
question.
Bud.
Flubber, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Technically counts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
He does
mean,
play
my-
basketball in that.
My honest, real answer is probably Space Jam.
I haven't seen that in so long. I wonder if it holds up.
No.
White man can't jump.
I remember.
Okay.
I actually like that movie on
I
Ironic.
remember thinking at 8 years old, wow, Michael Jordan can't act. I was 8.
Oh.
So that's all I'm saying.
Dodgeball would be a better sport if battle bots were allowed or battle royales were allowed.
In grade 3, we had, well, I mean, all through public school, we had book reports, and I read the book for Space Jam.
No.
Novelization for Space Jam.
And then we had
I
to
remember.
do a book-
I remember
hell.
the fucking cover to that book, wasn't it? Like it was
Yeah.
like black with the planet on it. And there was
That's
MJ
all Space Jam related merchandise.
Okay, yeah, but
It had Michael
Anyways.
Jordan's silhouetted face and then all the Looney Tunes behind him.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was that.
I did the book report on it, and then I got it marked and given back, and there was like, you know, I had a lower mark and a bunch of red was on it. And
Oh no.
my teacher thought I didn't know how to spell monsters because
Monsters!
so I had to go back up and be like, no, like
You need to watch the movie.
Okay, Mouth, you should have taken a piece of paper and written a big F and circled it and handed it to your teacher.
Yeah.
And said, you failed knowing about Space Jam, teacher.
Exactly, dude.
I mean, I wanted to do that,
And then
but
you
I
should have
also
punched her in the throat.
Yeah. Just chopped her right down.
How'd the Sam Darnold joke do?
It got 21%.
All right, that's fine.
I voted for it though, Bear.
Sorry.
Hey, that was a joke for you, really.
I liked it. Yeah, thanks.
And then throwing her flowers in the garbage like Ryan.
Yeah. A terrible name for a 1930s gangster. Claude Von Spanky or Mickey No Balls.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Just a Dick Tracy character, really.
Well, dude, like Mickey No Balls could have a totally hardcore story.
Well,
Yeah,
like
good.
instead of balls, he's got 2 Tommy guns.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
like unzips his,
Like an
he
Evil
goes to
Dead
the bathroom
situation,
with his
yeah.
victim and unzips his fly and is like, you know, sorry, I've been holding this one for a long time. As you can tell, I'm moving back and forth as I do that.
Can I just say though, the hypothetical situation that you jumped to immediately was very dark. He went to the bathroom with his victim.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, the dude he wanted to kill.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Why
he
did you-
wanted to kill him, so it was wholesome, Rob. He just wanted to kill him.
It wasn't like a captive situation.
It wasn't weird or anything.
The worst Thanksgiving Day balloon would be a giant inflatable dildo or a giant inflatable corporate mascot we have to applaud.
Oh, real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like pisses stored in the Tommies. That's good.
You guys ever see From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
The what's his face?
George Clooney?
Love Machine. Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yep.
Oh, you're talking
But
about
also
I know
Love
him.
Machine.
Yeah, Love Machine. He is played by the horror dude who goes to all the conventions in the American Midwest.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Wait,
Doesn't
really?
get
None
to
of us
go
can
to the
remember his name
coast.
right now?
Tom Savini. That's right.
No, Danny
Tom-
Trejo is the bartender.
Yeah, I thought we were trying to remember Danny Trejo right there.
Oh yeah,
Did
no,
I
I know.
say Donnie Trejo? I might have
No.
said that.
No, I said it.
Donnie Tree Hugger.
Yeah, that's the one. You know, he's done like a bajillion movies.
Yeah, and most of them are not very good.
Yeah, well, when you do that many movies.
I mean, his best role was when they made a prosthetic of his head. I was like, man, Danny
What's the matter,
Trejo's
Schrader?
Danny Trejo's killing it in this movie or this television episode that is on the par with the quality of cinema.
Dude, I just thought of the best tweet.
Yes.
I Photoshop the bee from the Bee movie in between Jake and Logan Paul. B is stored in the Pauls.
Okay.
That's it.
Nope.
I like it, yeah.
Tweet the photo. Caption, B is stored in the Pauls.
Nope. That's not good.
It's a good tweet.
I'm telling you that as your friend.
It's a very good tweet.
It doesn't,
You would retweet that.
I don't even get it.
B is stored in the Pauls?
I get it because it's like.
I mean,
P
he
is stored in
explained
the
it
balls.
just then.
You
It's like-
flip the letters.
Yeah.
Worst toy store, build a blank workshop.
It's so good.
How about you?
Wait, you don't get it still?
Why don't you lip the
okay,
fetters?
everyone, vote for your favorite.
Tell you what. I'm gonna Photoshop it. I'm
Okay.
gonna tweet it.
But I want to see his dick and I want his balls to be bees. Then tweet
You know
it,
it's good because people are like angry at it.
Then
That's how you
tweet
know
it.
it's good.
or you're a coward. The worst toy store. Build a sentient AI companion workshop or build a Logan Paul workshop.
Oh, dude, for some reason I just want to buy his merch. I don't know why.
It's the Christmas commercial that he did.
Dent the universe, yo.
Is that the brand name? Dent the Universe?
No, it's like one of his slogans, though.
Man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Next one.
Are we like the old men on the porch in
Yeah, I just
on
don't
the
get
YouTube
kids
world?
nowadays.
Yeah, like
Almost.
On your devices.
Something you can only do in Walmart if no one's looking. Bang in the car stereo section or smile.
that's a very. I feel like that's specific enough to have a story attached.
Well, have you
to
ever
it.
been inside of a Walmart?
Yeah.
Nobody's smiling.
Oh, well, I think I meant the other one. To be
Oh,
honest.
you guys never banged in the car stereo section?
Do they sell car stereos at Walmart?
They have
Yeah,
a
man.
whole section for car stereos.
Nobody ever goes back there. That's where you bang if you're gonna.
I remember, like, I go to a future shop with my dad in, like, 1998. They'd have 100 car stereos, and you'd push the buttons on them. But, like, I thought that
I've never banged in the car stereo section.
I thought
at
that
Walmart.
changed back in, like, the year 2000.
No, I still got them. Walmart.
Probably earlier than that, right?
I haven't done it, Chan. I haven't.
The year 2000 when the future shop went out of business. They no longer had the concept of future in mind. When the
No
year
joke,
2000.
it's just Best Buy now.
Oh man.
The best thing about being thrown into a volcano, you finally get the rest you deserve, but or not having to get out of it.
It's actually deserved.
Deserve.
Yeah.
I like any word that ends on a sound of you like deserve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a word that naturally ends like that?
Drumpf.
All of them, dude. Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
We get it, you're liberal. Yeah.
Coming up next,
An ill-advised
merit.
Our first day at
an ill-advised outfit to wear to your first day at a new job. Burger King outfit to McDonald's, or that one that Two-Face wears in the 90s movie. Ah, yes, I believe it was called Batman.
You're right. That's a good answer though. Also a badass power move.
I thought we were talking about the purple and black pinstripe suit.
Yeah, the
Dress
two,
for the job you
two
want.
suits stitched together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
It is, you know.
Everything I've ever heard about Tommy Lee Jones is that he's like completely humorless and a real asshole to work with.
Aw.
It's so much better this way.
He seems so cool. That's
Imagine him having to suit up in that ridiculous outfit and spend like 2 hours in the makeup chair every single day to film Batman Forever is hilarious.
probably why he's mad.
The only 5 words in your obituary in the newspaper. This dude fucked,
really good.
or he owes me $50.
Yeah, this dude fucked.
Up and down, up and down.
I want it to be like fucked and then fucked in normal font and then like bolded. Fucked. He fucked.
Hey, you guys ever have sex?
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude.
Sure, sex is great.
Right?
Wrong.
Yeah, wrong. That's just not cool, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, what? Hold on.
Saving it till marriage. That's what's cool.
Abstinence.
Round 2 is no more. Let's see the damage.
I actually had to promote the idea that through education, youth can feel empowered to focus on a future that will allow them to develop and achieve their goals through abstinence education. Futuremethod.org.
Wait.
That was our.
Oh, I
was
thought you
our,
meant as like a sponsored deal.
It was, yeah. No, not for me though. It was back when I was working at the radio station. I had to do like we had to read these PSAs for this nonprofit thing that we're doing. That it was pretty good.
Man, this is the worst final Quiplash ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
hate,
sucks.
pretty
I
bad.
hate this. Yeah, that's terrible.
I had a good answer though, so at least there's that.
Oh, I answered the same thing as someone else.
Oh, dude! I bet I know what it was too.
Surprising.
Was it 4 words, Nick?
It was I am blank blank.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Dude, I am Harvey Dent is a pretty good answer. Or I am the Joker.
Yeah, gamers rise up. We live in a society.
Here's what everybody wrote.
You know.
Hand out your votes.
Why so serious? Oh my god. I'm Pickle Rick. Oh, I hate this. Crippling debt. Look around, bitch, we die in here. Or I'm Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
That's what I had said.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
These are good answers.
Yeah,
Pickle Rick won an Emmy, dude.
Yeah.
Wait,
Deservedly
really?
so.
But like, isn't the Pickle Rick episode is like pretty good. It's mostly just that it got endlessly repeated and parroted over and over that made it so bad.
Yeah.
The episode is really good.
It's a good episode.
Rick and Morty in general is pretty good. It was just those things you said that made it
I agree.
questionable.
Especially because he's sitting really close to the microphone and make sure that we heard it properly.
Hey, you guys
Are
like
we-
Szechuan sauce?
We're allowed to have that opinion, right? We're not bad people now.
I think
No,
it's
you
fine.
are.
Okay.
Any opinion you hold makes you a bad person on the internet now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember that time I said Dane Cook should stop dating that school shooting victim earlier in the show?
Yeah.
I said she
I
hadn't
don't think-
earned
Didn't
it.
you make that up? Aren't you spreading fake news about that?
Absolutely are, yeah.
I don't think you need to be an intellectual to enjoy Rick and Morty.
I'm just saying she's sperm jacking him.
A lot of people are sperm jacking a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of sperm jack.
They're just not in the public eye.
Right, yeah.
Well, hopefully not, or it'll turn red.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. That's what I meant. Is that's gross.
Yeah.
Aren't we playing Quiplash? What's going on?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like all the answers
Now for the
they got
final
out there, and
scores.
then like we're gonna see who won now.
Oh, okay.
I think it's me,
Nice.
so you know, don't get your hopes up. Yep.
I'm gonna, though.
Why do you cheat all the fucking time?
What are you talking about? In the first game, in round one, I got 0 points, and I deservedly came in last.
Oh, that's good. How you guys feel about donating your seed?
I've never done it, but I do it. I feel fine with it.
Who am I
Yeah.
donating it to?
Oh, good.
You know,
bank.
anonymous. Yeah.
Oh, anonymous. I don't know if anonymous. I don't know
Wait,
what they're
Well,
gonna do.
would
with
you
it.
would you rather be on the list of like, you know, come find me or don't come find me?
How much would you sell your cum for? Let's just get right to the bottom line.
How much you got?
Great
Also,
question.
does sperm in a sperm bank gain interest?
Ooh, good question.
You mean does the sperm create more sperm?
Yeah, think about it.
Well, actually, theoretically, it might. Because if your sperm turns into a man one day and he donates to the sperm bank, you've created more sperm.
Oh, you've created an appreciable lineage.
Yeah, it's like perpetual sperm.
So it's a sperm investment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you just kind of leave it in a cup, it'll turn into a human being that has come of its own. That's how thermodynamics
Little by little, a
works.
man will appear. You'll get a little job in a little briefcase and make more little sperm.
Oh, I saw that in that VR game that Squanch Tendo made.
Chad's right. You need to water it.
Okay, it's time for some Quiplash.
They're very picky with who can donate to the sperm donation banks, and you go on a plan, and you got to come back and jack it every so many weeks.
Come back.
The first thing that pops into your mind right now: commodities or Ryan's torn butt heel.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah. Yes, speaking of these prompts, I just want to read a message from Ryan earlier.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yep.
Give me a second.
Yep.
This is boring, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, this is really boring.
We
actually.
talked a decent amount before the show, so I imagine he's scrolling.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. Yeah. Seg 3, Quiplash to trade in 2 hours of memes for dividends.
I did say that.
This is us. We're trading them in, boys. Hope you like it.
A Socrates quote that nobody bothered to write down. How much would you sell your cum for, or sperm reproduces naturally?
These are your dividends, Chet. This is what you get.
Oh god.
But if you showed up with a donation in advance, would they just take it? I highly doubt that.
No, I think it's got to be done in the controlled environment.
You would think, yeah.
They'll just be like, "We'll just make another one. What's the big deal? Throw that one on the street and make another one."
You know what's messed up is like in England, when you pay taxes, they give you a letter that's like, here's where your money went. You know, 12% went to this.
Property's messed up. That's what
Look, okay. This is assisted gaslighting. When you eat food, your body should print out like an audit of where the calories went. I want to know like how many calories are going to like physical activity, my brain thinking of all these amazing jokes.
Right.
Like how many calories a day go to growing my fingernails and growing my hair that I just shave off anyway. That's inefficiency.
Yeah.
You know what sucks is kids in like 100 years from now are gonna have a GTA style stat screen for every action that happens in their life.
It's gonna look like Scum in real life.
Oh, I hope not. I hope God can hire a UX designer. No offense, Mouth.
What?
Mouth loves scum.
Mouth loves God.
Also true.
Scum's not bad. You're just bad.
They could both be true. The reason Pluto isn't a planet anymore, because he's a dog, or Kingdom
Very
Hearts
good
3
answer.
wasn't
Very
released.
good answer.
Like that, yeah.
So good that you had to talk over mine. It's okay.
That was rude.
Well, everybody's quiet now when it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, I felt bad, so then I shut the fuck up. That's what I do.
That's an important trait to have, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because he's a dog one. Maybe because it's the only one that people heard.
Are you guys all introverted people outside of this job?
100%.
Yeah.
No.
Are you not?
45, 55.
Yeah.
I'm so introverted I don't even know how to answer that.
Way to one up me, jeez.
The best way to keep a coworker from stealing your lunch: sperm or cum on it.
So is
Reminds me
sperm
of
just
my-
like spores, like you just release a cloud of aerosolized semen?
Dude, I know I've mentioned this on the show before, but like when we were in the sex class that my wife and I took in college, we learned about this
What
bit.
the fuck?
No,
Like to
Let me-
learn how to do it?
yeah, that's what we wanted.
Bear, I know nothing about Mormonism. You couldn't be not joking.
It was an animal sexuality class, like a biology class.
Oh,
They
nice.
teach you how to do it doggy style.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You know it.
What is leopard style
Animal
look
sexuality. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Mormon sex classes.
But did you
Mormon
figure
sex
out
is-
why they were turning the frogs gay?
Almost. We nearly cracked the. That was a great laugh. Was that? Oh, I thought that was Ryan, dude. Oh my god, that was really good though. Oh shit. Anyway, there's this fish that jerks off watching other fish have sex and then runs up and explodes its semen in a cloud in the water all over it
Oh,
to try
yeah.
to fertilize their eggs and then runs away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, swims away.
Swims away. Well, it runs like its little legs.
Really slowly through the water.
I got the right answers again. Honestly, like I looked at the prompts for 10 seconds. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm ready.
I like one of mine. I don't know if chat will. We'll find out.
It's called the Swish and Swim.
Ooh,
Is that a sex move?
the old sperm and worm.
Mhm. They can't just rhyme. There's got to be like a little bit of meaning to it, right? What's the
No.
worm part?
When you
Okay,
swim,
here we
it's like
go.
a worm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
No.
Mhm.
Using only two
Using
Squiggling
only
around.
using only two words. A new state motto for Texas: Who dat or bullet brisket.
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah.
I know. I want to go as soon as I hear it.
Texas.
I think that is one of the best bits that's come out of the NLSS.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I still think our best joke was not even on purpose. It was the maze thing. I still think that's the best one.
I don't actually still even understand that.
Oh, it's great. It's just it's an hour-long joke. It took.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm not even going to invest anymore. I'm just
I
like,
know,
okay, fine,
yeah.
Maze, that's funny for some reason. I got to go along with that for the next 8 years.
The worst words to say for the opening of a eulogy at a funeral. Oh, notices bulgy wulgy or oof.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, both very,
See,
very
you know,
bad.
If you stopped at notices bulge, I wouldn't have voted for you. But since you put it bulgy wulgy, that's what really gave me the vote. Is all I'll say.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Man.
There's like a copy pasta that goes on like that for a really long time with that kind of language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You aren't kidding.
I don't get it.
Won't How do you say it? Oh, wow?
Yeah, a fuck you,
I
what?
don't know actually. I
Coming,
asked this recently. Go on.
coming soon to a theater near you, Benedict Cumberbatch is benevolent Kuntenstein, or Benedict Cumberbatch is not hungry but could eat.
I think I just spit on my monitor. When he's
The second one's really good too, honestly.
Oh.
Those are really good answers.
I gotta give it to the first one for the visceral reaction.
Yeah. Don't try to massage the vote, Ryan. You son of a bitch. Yeah, that's right. That's right. 70%,
Okay,
bitch.
next one. New requirement at amusement parks. You must
Yeah,
be this
well,
blank to
70%
ride.
of people listened to Coldplay and voted for the Nazis, so.
I will stand to defend Coldplay till my dying day.
New requirement at amusement parks. You must be this erect to ride, or you must be this high to ride.
Nah, not feeling these ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel you on that, honestly.
Coldplay is bad, Radiohead. You are banished. You're banished to the seventh circle of hell.
Well, Coldplay could be good and still be bad Radiohead.
Is there bad Radiohead, like, amongst all the albums they've released? Is there a bad album?
The
They
first
have a
one.
lot of music.
The first one.
Hear me out. They should unite the bands Radiohead and Television. Television
Best way to
Head.
tell if a tomato
You
is
see
ripe.
what I'm saying?
Television Head.
Isn't like a half of television dead?
Probably, yeah.
I think that's just Buckethead.
What about TV on the radio?
Oh, TV on the Radiohead. No, television on the Radiohead.
There you go.
Now that's a
Got it.
super group.
Yep.
The best way to tell if a tomato is ripe. If it tells you it's ripe, or eat it.
If my tomato talks to me, I'm throwing it into space.
You know it's ripe, though.
You wouldn't put it in like a little terrarium or something and just watch it grow?
I'll be honest, I'll probably sell it to science.
Dude,
This
I'd have
science exists.
conversations. I'd be like, yo, what's up, tomato? I'd be like, I'm right.
What's up, tomato?
Tomato.
Round two is
There is
Wow, I'm really
uh
surprised people hated Pablo Honey. I didn't know that was so agreed upon.
I think it's from. Well, you should reach Pitchfork. You get all the right opinions.
Okay.
But there's
What
a.
did
I
you
think it's.
say?
I think it's from Comedy Bang Bang. There's a hot dog restaurant in
And
Vancouver
now,
called What's Up
round
Hot Dog.
three, The last
Ah,
Point
nice.
values are tripled,
I like
and
it.
you'll all be answering the same.
Okay,
question
spaghetti.
We're making
As
that
the last
business one
bump
day.
is,
Gotta do it.
What really happened to Amelia Earhart?
Amelia Earhart.
Emilio!
And then she flew away.
So I'm not gonna write her husband wasn't around to fly for her.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
No, I
that
see why.
would be sexist.
That's
Yeah.
why you don't write it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I said it instead of writing it, because I'm not a
Got it.
coward.
I had a much more wholesome joke on mine. Is all I'm gonna say. Also, I'm gonna say it's all I'm gonna say a lot today.
Fuck.
I was gonna say she was assassinated by Ted Cruz, the Zodiac killer.
1 second.
Less bad.
Oh, no!
Let's see the responses.
I don't think he was around back
Apply
then,
your
though.
votes.
Well,
hap-
you never know.
What really happened to Amelia Earhart? A really big ear fart blew her out. She Amelia air farted. Am I right?
Oh no!
She flew off the flat Earth, or she flew to the moon.
I voted for air farted 3 times, but I'm still mad about it.
Amelia Earhart's ear fart. I don't know.
Play the
I
drums.
like it.
Oh, sorry.
He does play the
Did a
drums.
little
Good.
He does play the drums, yeah.
paradiddles.
Yeah, I can't play drums. 'cause I live in
Paradiddle,
an apartment.
paradiddle,
Right,
Paradiddle.
right, right, left, right, left, left, right,
Paradiddle,
left, right, right, left, right, left, right.
Why do people watch this show?
Dude, I don't know.
these reasons.
Today's was pretty good.
There
Yeah,
were some
I
moments
agree.
like this, honestly. I think this is like the golden magic that the show creates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's ending at the right
better
time.
golfers than Tiger Woods.
Dividend this bit.
I did shoot a -16 in that last round.
It's pretty good.
That's impressive. Yeah.
I mean, we were on the children's tees on the easiest course in the game, but still.
Can children play golf?
Yeah, man.
I
Dude,
don't think it's
there's a documentary you can watch. They've got like kids that are freaking like barely walking, and they're all like, "You're gonna be the next Tiger Woods."
How do they hit the drives?
talking about?
It's over.
Dude, Tiger Woods started when he was like 3 years old.
True.
How do they hit the drives, though?
Well, you could start slow and then you build muscle and.
You're telling me there's a documentary about toddlers who golf?
Well, it's
I don't wanna
about
watch it.
kids. It's about kids, but they talk about like how young they were when they started golfing and stuff like that. And Anna Kournikov's
It's
little
called
brother
Hole at One.
is in it.
Is
Yeah,
it
Hole at
called
One.
Hole at One?
No, I just made that up. I was really proud
Oh,
of it.
that's a really good
That
name. I
actually
thought that was
sounds
real.
like it though.
Yeah.
Documentary about kids who golf. The Short Game, also a good
Yeah,
name.
that's-
Ah,
That's
yeah,
very good.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Damn it.
All right.
I was trying to come up with a good one.
Anna Kournikova's little brother's in it.
Oh. Is he?
It's not bad.
So they get toddlers and they hand them like a club, and then they
Yeah.
just hit 300.
No, like most of the kids are like, I don't know. They range. They show some that are like 6 or 7, and then some that are I don't know 11, 12.
Okay,
But-
that seems like a good show. I got a better show. Hear me out. Give
Yeah.
toddlers a golf club, right? Put a tied up man in front of them, and then next to the tied up man, a golf ball on a golf tee. See what they choose, you know?
So
And a pinata.
speaking-
Put a pinata.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of beating things until they die, that's the end
Yeah.
of the show today. Thanks for watching. Why don't we take some time to pimp our channels, and we'll start with Bear Taffy.
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, BAER Taffy, or just Google Bear Taffy. You can spell it however you want because Google will correct you to the incorrect spelling. That's how you know I've won.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, how about you, Malf?
Well, let me think about this for a second here.
You have to though.
BAER Taffy, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, just in case you forgot.
That's not it. I think it's
where you can
Michael
find me.
A.L. Fox. And be ready for Saturday. That's all I'm gonna say. If you don't know, you can't afford it.
Yeah, it's movie night.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
How about you, Robert?
Yeah, hi, I'm Rob, also known as Alpaca Patrol. You find me at Alpaca Patrol everywhere, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Also, discord.gg/Alpaca Patrol. We do movie night every Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pretty much on time for the past long while. So, and then I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And I've been getting a lot of pictures of Spider-Man as well. So it's been a lovely time. You should come by and we'll play more probably Spider-Man tomorrow.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
How about you, Nicholas?
So Dan replied on Twitter and said, "Haven't had a chance to read it, but TMZ reached back out to me and said they were editing the article."
Hey.
Oh.
That's a pretty
good.
solid ending to the story. I
go.
just wanted to
Alright.
throw that in there. Hey, I'm Rockley Smile. You can catch me on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/RockleySmile. You can follow me on Twitter at the very same name if you want to do that. I will be on Movie Night with Rob. I have the Geode stream coming up on Friday. Next week we'll be starting Persona 5. We got indie games on Sunday. You name it. There's stuff going on.
I'm excited for you to play Persona 5. It's very good.
Yeah, I hear it's gonna take me like a year to beat, but I'm
Yeah,
up
it's
for it.
long.
I beat Put Anna, I can do anything. The end boss of that was fucking ridiculously hard, by the way.
All right, I'm gonna hang up.
Yeah.
I had to fight Vladimir Putin.
I gotta get off of this platform because
Mortal coil.
well, my wife's got.
You're moving to Mixer?
My wife's got a stream. Good one. They can't afford me. That's a challenge, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you there.
Later.
All right, thanks for having me on.
See you guys.
Oh, later. All right, I'm gonna read out these names really quick. Did you guys see the Twitter video of that guy who was talking about ladies always talking about how they want the bad boy, and then he said, "Get you a man who could do it all, the sexy professor, the bad boy who might take your heart and toy with it, and then the dude who can let his hair down and just have a little fun." And he had vampire fangs and colored contact lenses in. Oh. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show today. We'll be back tomorrow. Chris Haste 02, Link Legend 03, Galician, UB365, Gurren Fluffy Wacky, username Captain Dick Puncher, Michael P. Light or Michael Plight, Obi-Wan Can Blow Me 420. I can't not laugh. Obi-Wan Can Blow Me 420. Turnt Doggo, Anthony's, Tickle Boss, Nathan 23 Archer, Phoebe Lurk. Feeble Lurker, Kabbalah 5X, Chomps 007, Italia Fubuku, Rolos, Dervogel, Get Dusted, Yun, Eastern Bison, Hobo TF2, Noble Oxidation, Nonimus 25, Korbichev, Orange Slayer, Acquiesce Yourself Clean, Petey Gunn, Ron Sleasley, Lard Parrot, Dr. Flopper, Moore, 1021, Encom, Evil Jim, Ferran Alive, Merrick BH, Feronis, Savius, Tajanan, gifted a sub to Thiel's Goodman, Leonidas 13, Vegan Zomba, Nartails, Ravenet, Chili Cheesefish 42, Bitraver, Surfix, Fub, Joe Proxy, McZero Jag, Walt Disney. I don't know if I can do this. Between Obi-Wan Can Blow Me 420 and Walt Disney, there's just too many good names. Shaizu, Devilhawk, Rocket Jumper, Riverdan 4, Sardragon, Jessoy, LaRuse, Cambo Bambo, Monsignius, Nhagi, Casey Granny Sue, Zaylon 94, Top Hat Viking, Silver Knife, Ol No Eyes, Funny Story, The True Lord Corgi, Juju 2341, Dan Peon, Lone Ranger 93, Waxing Bear Lyric, General Guide, Stern Boy, Suresack, Feral Crowbar, Collie, Ide 319, Thulu, Zachariah, Gummin, Solid Leppy, Wolf Guy 84, Mr. Bojangles Boy, Beef Wellington, Jinryu 10, Large Larkin, S7, Ratface Goblin, Penguin Sane, the 583rd VIP, Spicy Lollipop 2, Mopappy 123, Street Panther, Fly Peppy, Winna, Zoidberg, Raphael B, Amish Burrito, Timmy Futzelchen, Rob Bobberts, Luckiest Biscuit, Phoebe, 1997, Ye Old Chat, Spiffy Osprey, Dumb Pat, The Wool, Modusone in Paganini, Pollywog, Leia Noodle, Nodewire, 9 Lives for Life 69, C. Pete, Lava Dog, Jam Jar Sook, Stephen Lee 42, Mr. M. Koss, Petrox, Toast Hut, Novistador, Human Ostrich, Ivan Steamhand, Shattered Nirvana, and Doodle Ran. Thank you guys very much for the subscriptions. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making it effort to watch that ad block. I'll be live tomorrow with the Northernlion Live Super Show, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/Northernlion. For now, go watch my wife play some video games at twitch.tv/LovelyMomo. She'll be live right now. See you soon. See ya.